dodged. Actually, Zennith is so far back she didn't need the dodge anyways. So, good for Zennith.
Yay!
Should have dodged people rushing by.
Everybody else, move at least 3 squares down from Hodor, up to your agility bonus.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is it your agility bonus or is it your movement?
Your movement. It's a blast radius dodge.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I know. I just wanted to make sure because like Hodor would have 1 more movement because of the size. So would me.
Well,
I'm not sure if Zennith does.
Yeah. I don't think Zennith has any special movement stuff. Does Zennith have special movement stuff?
If you're hulking, you get +1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Zennith. Oh, yeah. Zennith's in Sororitas armor.
Yeah, I didn't know if Zennith's power armor makes her hulking or not.
Nope. It's it is properly sized armor, not a hulking monstrosity.
Lame.
Did I blow something up, that man?
Well, you killed him, and it just so happened that all 4 of them were carrying 3 frag grenades apiece.
Oh.
And you fucked him up. And you know that little line maxing out the energy damage things, or the anything damage things, where you set off all the
that's
explosives?
usually, yeah.
These guys actually have explosives.
Oh, yeah. 50% chance it explodes.
Okay, so hold on. Let's see here. So what was your body plus toughness bonus, Hodor?
7 and then 6, so that makes 13.
Okay. Okay, Hodor, you take a total of 9. And the guardsmen are converted into, as Shadowrun would refer to, chunky salsa.
Did I kill all of them?
I'm gonna shut at that is and be like, hey, maybe next time, wait till I'm not, in the sun.
Sometimes I'm too good for my... Well, I'm too good. Shoot you well for my
If you did this with your sword swing, he would have to have cleaned up your mess.
Holder is not in the mood. Holder is not in the mood for your glib. Holder has big headache, ringing ears.
Tinnitus.
Holder would prefer you not talk.
I'm surprised you can even hear me talk, because tinnitus.
Tinnitus is lovely. I literally have it.
Oh, do you? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I just know it's a thing because of Archer.
Likewise.
Yeah, same. Well, I mean, I knew before that, but I like it in that shit.
Archer actually got recognized by, like, the Tinnitus Society of whatever as recognition for bringing awareness to tinnitus.
That's pretty good. It's fucking horrible.
Okay, so yes, the guardsmen have thoroughly been converted into paste covering the walls, as opposed to corpses. Well, paste covering the walls and Hodor and the floors.
How am I supposed to know holding grenades, man.
Pardon?
Said, how am I supposed to know they're holding grenades?
Careful perception checks before engaging in combat.
Also, just look at them. They're obviously holding grenades.
Well, they're not holding anything anymore.
I don't think they're even holding together anymore.
That's horrible. You're a horrible person.
I don't think the mask gets to lecture me on being a horrible person.
We are not horrible people. We merely consume others into the mass. Their genes and belief are brought into alignment with the mass. Oh, that hotel internet. Anyways,
Rest in peace.
I'm back again.
welcome back. Is that a Skype problem or just a hotel internet stability problem?
I think it's the hotel internet because no one else is having it.
Okay then. So, there are pieces of guardsmen dripping from the everything now. And you are still, theoretically, going through this maze.
I don't want to get shot at. I've got enough pain.
Speaking of which, Romeo, if you hadn't determined it by looking at the thing here, you're in a maze.
A strange labyrinthine kind of maze where the walls open and close.
Indeed. And occasionally there's new hallways, where hallways could not be, where the gravity appears to be relative to their floors, such as when the hallways appear in the ceiling.
They're spooky space aliens. Well, space robots.
Sometimes I wish the Goblin King would take Hodor away.
Spooky, scary skeletons. It is totally relevant.
It is, because they're spooky and scary, and they're skeletons.
Except for these Imperial Guard, they're not skeletons anymore.
No, I mean, pieces of their skeletons are around somewhere, probably.
Really, they're difficult to recognize it as anything that ever once had a skeleton.
They're more bone meal now.
Kind of mixed in with the slop. That literally everything. Hodor's basically painted red now, the parts of him that aren't scorched black. Well, of his armor.
Does that look like a door?
That does
I
look
see
like a
something.
door.
Yes.
Some sort of passage, at least.
This right here, where Hodor is.
Right where Hodor is. Hodor is at some sort of door-like organ. Well, not organism. Opening. Door-like opening.
It's a mimic. He's revealed it. It's a mimic.
The maze is a mimic. It's a giant mimic. We're inside of a mimic.
You're slowly
Oh, God.
your way closer to its stomach through its digestive tract.
That's horrible.
Alright, and you guys are upon a door. And Captain! Is Captain here? Do we have
Yep.
Captain? Oh, right. So, Captain! You spent the entirety of the previous session poking around on a console, getting the occasional, very staticky, garbled report from Zennith. You have started to gain some mild understanding of the nature of this console. Make a tech use in an Archaeo or Xenotech. If you can do that.
You said tech use and Archaeo and or Xenotech?
Archaeo or Xenotech, whichever works better for you. I don't know if you have one higher than the other.
Both of them would be intelligence, wouldn't they?
Well, if she had something that was like plus 10 Forbidden Lore.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. We can get that at this level now. I'll look at that
Aw,
now.
yeah.
Okay, so yes. This. It appears to be tracking various locations, specifically the entry and exit points of those locations, and the capacity to connect those entrance and exit points regardless of their physical location.
That word regardless is intriguing. Like regardless within the framework of the planet or regardless?
You are not certain. You just have a number of places, such as hallways, that all just appear to be segments that are set aside, and a button can be pressed and two hallways connect to each other. A door that opens into a given room, just placed anywhere you want to place that door, and it will lead to that room.
Interesting. Any chance there is also information about what happens to be going on in those hallways at the time?
You do currently have information tracking where the group is. You can see them on the little mappy thing.
Helpful. What interesting things can I connect them to?
A series of things with labels that you cannot read. You just know you can connect them.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Captain has the power, and that's dangerous.
So they have labels, but I can't read the labels.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to look for something like punctuation or warning labels, repeated symbols at the beginning or end of a marker.
Okay, literacy.
Hey,
You
you have
had
several
literacy,
skills
right?
with you, right?
I have what now?
Isn't there like servo skills all around?
Did any of those come with me?
Not with you specifically. They're theoretically throughout this complex in various locations. Although, given your recent discovery on the terminal, you are becoming increasingly uncertain if their sensor data is relevant.
I think I might want to use a fate point on that. I read good. Yes, that is
Yay.
much better.
That is uncanny.
I read so good.
I'm just saying if you could transmit data between servo skulls at all, like transmission, to be able to show what's his face, Magus, he might know better, possibly, what symbols mean.
Try and set up a comm relay bridge to you mean? Might be able to. I don't know how How well shielded the space I'm in is, though.
There's also the issue that while you also do not have servo skills with you at the moment, the hallway that connected back to where the servo skills were doesn't exist anymore.
That is less than a problem than it might normally be considered to be. All things considered.
But
My concern here is when I start playing with this, they're probably going to notice if they're actively using this system to snipe at my crew.
That was a thing.
yeah, that did happen.
Which, I mean, if you've got that kind of tech, it's a perfectly cromulent use of it, I guess. Although you'd think just portaling one end to a star would also be sufficient. So anyway, with a literary check, 3 successes, what am I able to ascertain about punctuation?
You're able to more or less, well, you can't read the words exactly, but you can get across things such as the general idea of tracking intruders, threats, biologics. The Magos isn't tracking as much of a biologic.
And there's a surprise. Can I shut down the tracking network?
You think it may be possible, but if you do so, you would lose tracking as well. You do not have precision control to shut out the owners of the system.
And there's a big surprise. Okay, but it's an option at least if that comes up. Okay. So I don't know what any of the things that I could open to are, but I'm looking for one of them that would be relatively safe to connect them to for now, at least. Something that's not covered in Necron equivalents of purple trefoils and whatnot. Biohazard symbols.
Well, you are
Not that they would care about that.
you are theoretically working in reverse here. Rooms that they would consider good are probably very threatening to the group.
That is an excellent point.
Admittedly, rooms they think are bad are probably also very threatening to the group. Because if they think they're bad,
I'm at less than half health. This isn't good.
I'm at negative
If I-
now.
If I was anybody else in the group, I would have died like 4 times over.
Oh, you're such a monster. Okay, so yeah, Necron good is probably bad for the group. Necron bad might be bad for the group. I say we go with the might be. Let's hallway them up something that seems to me to be the safest of our options.
Maybe don't go with good or bad, just like mundane. You know?
Just choose the option.
there is one section that's noted as particularly fucking important.
No, that would be heavily guarded.
Why would it be heavily guarded? They can control the order of the rooms we go into. Would it make sense to have guards in there?
They're basically, you are seeing a hierarchy of things here. And you obviously see where the top of that hierarchy is.
Is there any way we could, like, communicate with the Necrons? Like, are Necrons inherently bad?
Then they're not really supposed to talk, I don't think.
Also, it's Warhammer. Everything is inherently racist.
So far, they have not been stunning conversationalists since you met them. Their communications have been shooting at you, mind controlling other people, and breaking the laws of physics while shooting at you.
I think only the smart ones do.
There was also
Listen.
that one that tried to kill us when we opened its box.
In Dark Crusade, there was only like one person who could talk out of the entire Necron world. And he was like a human dude who got turned into a Necron.
How do you get turned into a Necron?
Old Necron.
How they did.
How.
The Necrons weren't robots to begin with.
Well, it was
They-
a little different, but that specific kind of Necron, those humans are no longer part of the Necron canon either.
Really?
Yeah, that was a pariah, and pariahs aren't part of the thing anymore. They're just kind of gone.
Ah.
Mhm. The Necrons are
Well,
still like
unfortunate-
brain scans and robo bodies, though, right?
Basically, the quality of the brain scan was determined by how rich and powerful you were before the brain scanning.
Cool.
So important people can talk, but people just like your average worker, they didn't get to keep their sentience. They didn't waste the expensive stuff on them. Because why would a lowly peasant need to think?
Well, it means that we have to break them rather than negotiate with them, so it has its downsides for them. Unfortunately, I can't really consult with you about what you'd rather have.
Well, do you have the logic skill?
Do you know that would have been a good get, but it is basic.
Yeah, so in that case it would just be an untrained logic skill. I was just asking so we'd know if it was half or not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You're pretty sure you can identify how to connect them to your room.
Oh, hey, that would be really helpful. Let's try that.
Your room doesn't seem to go anywhere on its own, but you can reestablish communication.
Plus, I mean, if I can get them into my room and I can link up to my room, it's basically a car that goes anywhere. Or at least anywhere the network can identify. So yeah, let's hook back up with the rest of the group. That's a good idea.
Okay, so, rest of the group, you have a door.
We found the Great Glass Elevator.
Romeo, since you want to talk a lot of shit, you can be first through the door. Maybe you won't screw up things and Thaddeus might not have to blow you up. But if he does,
He'll just be stuck on this planet forever. I'm the only one that can fly. Literally. Maybe Zennith.
You actually
I
have a
can learn.
shitload of people who can fly.
I think the only one who's trained right now is me. I'm not sure about anybody else, and Zennith can do it as a basic skill because voice-born.
Oh.
Well, of the group there, yes. I was more meaning all the people you have on the ship who would actually transport you off the planet.
Flies
Oh yeah,
for
right.
me
We
is
tell people. But anyway, no, Romeo was going to go first anyway because he's the least dead and has decent defense. Let's do it.
Okay, so... the doors begin to open... and there stands Captain. Over a glowing green console in an otherwise unlit room.
Dev just grins, "Hi, Captain."
Come with me if you want to live. Wow, you guys got really banged up. What have you been doing?
Trying to live.
I don't know. I kind of zoned out for a bit.
Some people
Well, there was
exploded
orcs in it.
again. Oh, but so many orcs exploded. It was wonderful.
Someone else got covered in goop today.
Like I said, it was wonderful.
Truly a peak experience. In any case, now that I've started fiddling with their system, they're probably going to start noticing me soon, so we should get this show on the road.
You
Impressive.
know what that road is, I guess.
It's impressive that you were able to master their technology so quickly, Lord Captain.
Yes, yes, Captain is full of surprises. Let's get moving.
Now the question would be where we are going. Captain, what have you found?
I have found the system that they're using to connect various points on this planet. These hallways we've been wandering through may not even be directly linked at all. We could have been hopping all around this planet without even noticing it. In any case, I also found, in addition to the device for connecting various destinations, a list of destinations.
Wonderful. And have you been able to identify these destinations?
Not in a very precise manner. You should take a look at some of these, though. It appears that they are at least interesting to the system. And I'm going to pull up the top of the hierarchy.
It is quite an interesting display. I wonder. What would such creatures consider the most important core of this place?
Their power systems, perhaps?
Armory.
Perhaps where they receive their commands.
This place is death trap. Perhaps we should bring in soldiers.
Where and how?
Well, returns to surface. And then beam them down.
Can't go to the surface, doors closed.
Doors may be less of a problem than previously. That's an interesting idea. Can I identify any of the connection points as being surface access?
Not that you have come across so far, or at least that you've been able to identify.
Then why don't we just try
I
and
just
shut
read
this all
any of
down?
that.
Well, Demagus looks it over. It is as incomprehensible to me as you. Although I would perhaps advise against bringing any other creatures down here. You saw what happened to the orcs and the guardsmen. How many of your men would you be willing to turn over?
Well, as soon as we can get to the head of this and shut it down, we'll all be the safer for it.
Can you imagine if we could take control of their command nexus?
If we can't read the labels on the doors, how would we take control of the core? I doubt it is so helpfully labeled as even this.
Direct interface with the Xenos machine spirit.
Oh. Now it's getting interesting.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves yet.
Indeed, we have no idea what options will await us once we get there. But are we all then set on going? Directly to the
Well,
heart as we stand?
I think we could use a rest, like a short rest. I think actually both me and Zennith are suffering fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, perhaps the Magus and I can tease some more information out of the system while you tend your wounds.
I will be happy to collaborate with you, Lord Captain. And you have insight, Captain?
Oh, hey, that's a trained skill. I do not.
Okay, Romeo has insight, correct?
Like that's a skill.
Yes.
I do not have insight.
Yeah, we're
I have-
kind of leaning on Gaius for that.
I have scrutiny.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, is insight a skill? Scrutiny is what I was talking about.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I do.
Oh, scrutiny's untrained. I can take a whack at it.
Okay, first off, Captain, you take a whack.
That's what I thought.
All right. I'm gonna use a fate point to give myself +10 before I make this scrutiny roll.
You need
No.
to make a tech use first before you make the scrutiny, Romeo.
I do not have tech use.
Is that basic?
I think it's advanced.
It is.
I think it's advanced. If we got EXP before, I might be able to get it, but I don't have it right now.
Make a knowledge Xenos at -20 then.
Okay, I can do that. And I'm going to put a fate point to give myself +10 because.
This is just to see if you can make the scrutiny test.
Yeah, but I really want to make this scrutiny test, and I have 5 fate points. So,
Okay, that's worthwhile.
Yo, 0.1 degrees of success because of the fate point.
Okay, make your scrutiny. No,
Okay.
no penalties on the scrutiny, just a regular old scrutiny.
Okay. I'm still going to give myself a +10 on it because I can.
Okay, do it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Scrutiny, that's 3.5 degrees of success, and I'm going to roll to see if I keep my fate. Nope.
Okay, so while Denev and Thaddeus are doing their best to unmurderate themselves.
I'm just lying on the floor like that when I'm like a starfish.
Yeah, that is exactly what I pictured when you said lying on the floor, just staring straight up at the
Can we
ceiling.
take a short rest to kind of recover health?
No, just to recover fatigue, and I think that's a matter of like, what, an hour per fatigue point?
Yeah.
But, so, whilst the captain and the Magos are poking around with this machine people computer, something begins to dawn on you, just as you're overhearing the captain and the Magos and watching them do their thing, since there's not much else to pay mind to in the room.
Mm-hmm.
The Magos is letting the captain think that she's the one figuring out a lot of the things that he's figuring out a lot faster than her. a lot faster than her.
Hey, robot guy. You seem to know a lot more than any of us about
think Romeo
all
But
of
knows
you
this.
this.
you wouldn't know
You
that.
wouldn't notice.
Yeah, unless Romeo
Romeo.
said it out loud so far.
Oh, Romeo notices. Okay.
Yeah, Romeo. No,
Yeah.
you didn't even
I missed
succeed on
that.
the
I missed
scrutiny.
that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Romeo's gonna slide over to Thaddeus
Okay.
and just say like, "Well, keep an eye out on the Magos. I
Okay.
think some of the stuff here might have gotten to him. I'm not sure yet, but it might."
Well, I'll keep my eye on him. I don't really trust him anyway. He's fucking weird.
Oh yeah, they're all weird. Just she's being
Obsessive.
insightful.
Yeah. He seems. Well, from what you're saying, it seems like he knows way too much about something so very, very weird.
I mean, he has been studying for a long time. Maybe he's figured some stuff out that he's not allowed to divulge. Maybe he's being fed information.
Well, I mean, he wanted to come here in the first place, so he must have knew something about it. Although he really is getting ahead of himself, talking about taking control of this place.
I mean, I think that's just about right for a heretic, personally. But here's the thing I'm worried about. You know that the guardsman got mind controlled. You don't know what did it, and he recently got real close to some robots.
Yeah, that's true, but he seems like he can control them. Like he got those scarabs,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
which is actually pretty impressive. If you think about it.
Oh yeah, it's straight like magic heresy bullshit. I don't even know what that is.
But yeah, I'll make sure he's not trying any sneaky shit. As much as I can.
All right, River's gonna break off from Thaddeus, and he's gonna hover around the console and try to make sense of what rooms the Magos is trying to bring in. He's paying attention to what rooms he's trying to bring up here.
All right. Most of what he's trying to, the general plan you're seeing is that he is definitely very interested in that primary chamber. Though also seems to be very interested in the safest way to link to it. He repeatedly seems concerned about being able to reach it, but very much wanting to.
Romulo's going to make a suggestion again that maybe we should find an armory. Whatever these guys are, their guns like defy physics. I'm pretty sure they're pretty good against each other.
I'll see if you know how to use them.
Yeah, but it's a neg 20 on the ballistics. If it's worth it, it's worth it.
Also, for no apparent reason, I just want to go invisible and because it's a dark room. So that's my concealment.
Okay, yeah, well, he is definitely pretty fucking invisible out there, in there, all around there.
Oh, quick question. We have a ship can't, right?
A what?
like a slang that only people on the ship know.
If people took that, yes.
Oh, we have to actually take it.
I think it would like be what, language rogue trader or whatever.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I don't have it. Never mind.
No, that's different, isn't it? Or is that? Or is
Well,
I thought rogue traders have their own slang.
Their speak language ship dialect, and that I have that.
Hmm.
Though that is for the ship you grew up on, as opposed to the Zennith.
Ah, okay.
I speak language traders can't and secret tongue rogue trader.
Yeah, I could get Secret Tongue Road Trader, but I haven't gotten it yet. So sad days for me.
Secret Tongue Rogue Trader would basically be the language specific to the Seraphim dynasty, since obviously there's shit tons of native languages in the Imperium. That's whatever language was adopted as the language of the Seraphim dynasty, as opposed to the Imperium at large.
I'm a
I just
pleasant, all
wanted
I
to
know
see
is
if I
low
could,
gothic.
I just wanted to see if I could like casually sneak in a warning, but I can't because I don't know secret languages.
I mean, if you have any kind of communal language thing, there's maybe something you could do.
The only languages I know are Low Gothic and then Xenos languages.
Right. And I'm assuming you're the only one who knows Xenos languages.
Yeah, I think so. Was he speak Eldar and Orcish?
Yep.
I don't think anyone else can speak either of those.
And Low Gothic is just English.
Yeah, Low Gothic is just English.
What's high Gothic?
Latin.
Yeah.
The Magus might speak, but yeah, let's go ahead and make an agreement here that we should all learn the ship's language as soon as we can, because this has come up before.
Okay, I'll make a note of that. Mental note. We didn't get the XP on the session I missed, right?
I don't recall handing it out unless anybody recalls me doing so.
No, I only remember the start of the episode.
It
Right,
seems
right.
like you guys ended just before a fight, so I didn't think you would have, but I'm just double checking.
Yeah, I think Eric wanted everyone to be here before he would give XP.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get XP now?
At the end here.
That's cool. Just wanted to make sure.
Especially if you get to the real end of the whole thing, which will be fun.
There's two endings? There's more than one ending?
Well, there's like the end of the session, but if the end of the session coincides
right.
with the end of this whole thing, that'll be great.
True ending.
The true ending, yeah.
As opposed to the bad ending where we actually do open the magical train car into the heart of a star.
I think we have to be pacifists now. We can't kill anyone. Actually, I think we've kind of fucked that route already.
You murdered a lot of people.
Was it looking at Hodor that told you?
Okay, we have to go full genocide now. It's the only way.
I just want to put this out there. If we count orcs as people, I'm pretty sure either Romeo or Gaius has the highest kill count by like thousands. Actually, maybe Thaddeus.
Yeah, well, I'm technically doing the gunning on the ships, so maybe me.
Yeah, ship combat's a lot of people dying.
So it is a lot of
I
people
get the
contributing
orders,
too.
so technically the buck rests here. Or the buck stops here, rather.
Ship combat is a group effort.
Yeah, I helped aim those guns.
True.
And Hodor yelled at people.
Murder
We
everyone.
made mass murder, and
Hodor's like,
helped.
and I helped you.
Yeah, so I believe it was one fatigue recovered an hour.
Mm-hmm.
How many
Oh,
fatigue?
shit.
What?
Quick side note for a thing. Romeo would totally tell Thaddeus to tell Zennith. Because Zennith came held in my gaze, and I totally forgot that until just now. That's extremely relevant.
I'm being invisible. You tell Zennith.
You can be a whisper in the dark.
Alright, I'll tell them that.
That'd be really weird. Just the shadows go. But by the way, watch out for the magus.
just an unidentified voice telling you to watch out for all your friends.
Then it's just like, I figured.
She hears those voices all the time.
I watch out for everybody.
I actually had a halfling character in a D&D game who did that all the time, where he was super good at stealth, and I'd roll stealth every time we went anywhere. And then anytime there was a conversation, he'd just suddenly be there as part of the conversation out of nowhere.
It's like I try to watch out for about 5 people before breakfast.
Not right there, Alex.
Who?
Right, it is true. Who indeed? Yeah, but Romeo's gonna tell Flint, or tell Zennith, that the Magos is doing fishy shit. Might be nothing, might be something. Just letting you know in case it's something.
I did say it was getting interesting. Understood.
Oh, Romeo, so paranoid about everything.
It's a talent.
Just because
Literally.
he's paranoid doesn't mean that people aren't apt to get him.
Actually thinking about it now, this totally is. I should make Romeo just passively do this more often, even without evidence.
And yeah, it fits into his character well enough. But yeah, where are we going?
Well, we're waiting for either the captain of the Magos to call a room out, but what is in that room? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah, the Magos is certainly insistent that it must be the central command nexus for whatever these things are.
Well, I mean, this is his, as far as I know, this is his primary point of research, so I have no reason to doubt him on that point. I just want my people to be as together as we can be before we walk right into the heart.
Well, so how much fatigue did everybody have who had fatigue? Another-
2.
Did Thaddeus have more than that?
Pardon?
Did Thaddeus have more than 2 fatigue?
I had one.
Okay, so you guys have a couple hours resting up here whilst the captain and the Magos go diving through the alien cogitator systems.
And I've just made a plush cat. You don't know how. It's very relaxing.
So those hours draw to a close, and Magos has been making some suggestions about how to more possibly safely approach the central command chamber. Since apparently it doesn't want to directly connect to it, it's still making you go through hallways. You guys have just been trying to figure out the least number of and safest hallways you can use.
Okay. Incidentally, can we lock them out once we do?
Lock what with the what?
Cause there to not be any new connections made while we do whatever it is that we're doing. Hopefully not by blowing up this workstation. I like this workstation. It's been so cooperative.
Not that you are immediately seeing. I mean, somebody could move it away, but they'd have to stay back here in the chamber, and the Magos definitely wants you with him. Because whatever's at the other end of that thing may require all the technical expertise you have to hand.
Well, it's not so much.
It's obviously Marcus.
That's what's at the end of this. It's Marcus just sitting in a throne with a bunch of hoses and tubes connected to him. I had every intention of going through. My concern is I'd like them not to be able to say, make new sniper portals to the hallways we're walking through.
How complicated is it to move the room away?
It's not our room. I mean, they have other rooms, obviously, because they were doing this before I ever started playing with their system.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
I'd like no new connections to be made from anywhere for a while. I'd like it to be, like, temporary. I'm not sure how long we're going to need in there, but long enough that we can get in and do whatever we need to do without having hallways appear in the ceilings for us to get shot at from.
The best you've been able to figure out is the right connection of hallways that they wouldn't be able to change your destination point.
I guess we're just gonna look out for the tripwires.
Yeah, you're not able to stop them from coming in, but that was her internet dropping again, wasn't it?
That was.
Yay! Technology!
Why can't we be at least a Type 1 type civilization?
What about Type 1 civilization?
So, like, why can't we be at least a Type 1 civilization?
I'm sure what a Type 1 civilization is.
It's just, you have to be able to harness the power of the nearby star.
Oh, right.
But we suck, so can't even do that. Shit.
No, you're just incapable. Well, I suppose that depends on your definition of harnessing the power of a nearby star. I mean, a solar panel harnesses the power of a nearby star.
All the energy. All the energy that is available. No. You know, there's people wishing they'd say, like, oh, I wish I was born in, like, the 80s or the 70s or something like that. What I say is, I wish I wasn't born until, like, a few hundred years in the future when we're, like, everything is dank as fuck.
We'll have Lord, God damn it, High Emperor Donald Trump on his golden throne.
No, thank you.
Anywho, so, Captain's back on voice, yes?
Yes.
Okay, the best you've been able to determine is the correct connection of hallways that they wouldn't be able to alter where the hallways are going. So they wouldn't be able to push a button and change your destination from the central control to, like, the heart of the sun, like you were saying. They can still try to open new hallways into the ones you're in, but the end point of that hall is always going to be the same.
They're going to have the same problem with tunneling in any further in than we did. Hopefully. Alright, everybody ready?
As ready as I can be in this situation.
As I'll ever be.
Yep.
Alright, let's do this.
hold on just a second. I'm going to shunt you to another section of this area.
And find my token.
Oh, I have it. I have everything off screen and or on
Okay.
GM layers. I actually prepare a lot of encounters by just having things on the GM layer already. I just bring them up. I just keep all the tokens I ever use on the GM layer as a sideboard so I don't have to pull them out. Okay, do you guys see your new location?
Yes.
No.
Yep.
Forget how to do the realign view thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see if it moved. It was on the same map.
Yep, you're on the same map, just move to a further portion of said map.
Yeah. Which way's the way we came from and going to?
Came from is a completely fucking relative term right now. Well, I suppose,
Well,
yeah,
it's always a relative term.
the room you had left off in is that way. The room you are theoretically going to is that way.
Okay. I just wanted to be at the back. Because I'm hurt.
So yes, where Hodor is currently is the front, where Romeo is currently is the back. People can order themselves as Thaddeus, not Romeo. Where Thaddeus is currently is the back. People can order themselves as they see fit.
Romeo on point.
Dennis behind Hodor, or is that just where she was already?
Yep. Meat shield and also being able to turn around and look at the Magus if need be.
Okay. So you begin your press forwards. Moment. Everybody can move their tokens up to at least where they are at the corner. Unless Romeo is purely going ahead, then coming back and telling people to move.
I would totally be willing to do that if people want me to.
Oh, where did you come from? I mean, it's definitely not the worst idea to have forward knowledge.
Yeah, plus I'm really dodgy on this bike.
Okay,
Exceptionally dodgy.
right. Okay, so Romeo can head forward then.
Hooray! Off we go to the land of unicorns.
Oh, right. Simple, right?
It's just a straight line?
It appears to be.
Cool, I gun it.
Okay, everybody else roll awareness.
Oh boy.
What kind?
Sound.
Yeah, I get plus 10 to that.
God damn it. Let me pass a roll.
I rolled a Jizzy, but that's a fail anyway.
Oh, right. So, those of you who passed. Zennith and the captain? You notice a slight change in the ambient sound behind you.
Everybody look out.
The room you connected to does not appear to be connected anymore. Or connected from does not appear to be connected anymore.
So we've lost our magic subway car.
It appears you have lost your magic subway car.
That is unfortunate, but not unexpected.
Good
We
news.
should get moving.
Yeah, good news though. At least it still does connect to a room.
Oh my.
It's a rather occupied room, crowded even.
Oh my.
Well, it's kind of hard to see. The steps go down quite a ways, and the heads fade off into the distance.
Oh. Oh my.
The tightly packed shoulder-to-shoulder army of black, emotionless faces rolling off into the distance.
We may have a problem here.
I'm sure it's fine.
As they march towards you.
I think we should definitely start moving now.
Moving in perfect synchronization, except for the occasional moment where one sputters or spasms and breaks out.
We should be moving right now.
I agree.
Can you knock shit over? Specifically, Hodor, can you knock shit over?
It's an empty hallway.
It's just empty hallway? Okay.
Yes. Unless Hodor's going to try and rip pieces out of the walls.
We don't know where we are, so that's not a great idea.
I broke open their spider pipes. Why do they have pipes full of spiders?
That'd be like horrifying.
I'd be surprised if they didn't at this point.
Well, they have like a tomb spider thing.
Well, that's true, but that's also like the size of a...
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's enormous. It's enormous. It might actually be size class enormous. But okay, so you guys are booking it. And Romeo's gunned it up to the end of the hall here.
Yep, it gives a minus 20 to try to shoot me, so I figured it was a good idea.
Okay, the rest of you run up into that hallway.
Run like hell.
Thaddeus, run like hell into that hallway. Do it. Okay, everybody else, pull back a little bit from where Romeo is, down to about where the scarabs are.
I'm probably a lot faster than everybody else, though. I'm probably right here.
Well,
Other than me.
If they were both booking it, Thaddeus and Hodor would be up ahead. There's ridiculous speed runs, charges.
Oh, with their sprint thing, if they're sprinting.
Yeah, sprint and agility is quite high for me.
Okay, so.
Denneth's towards the back. Like,
But if it's just a scale, I can run 36, I think.
And this isn't necessarily one full thing of running, it's just where you guys all happen to be relative to each other at the time. When you hit these particular points in the hallway.
Imagine.
In which case, everybody roll force fields and dodge.
Force field. Box it.
3.1 degrees of success.
Okay, Captain, you don't need to worry.
Wait, is that a dodge check from Zennith, or is that a shield check?
That's a shield check.
Oh, if only you would have dodged.
Okay, so. Basically, Romeo, you end up needing to gun that shit back down somewhere behind Hodor and Zennith. Somewhere past back behind them.
Okay, I think I can do that. I'm not sure of the speed, tactical speed, but I'm pretty sure it's like 50 or something, so I'll be fine.
That's like 4 or 5 spaces, so you're probably good.
Oh, between, okay, right, sorry.
Hodor, you are fine. Thaddeus, you dodge directly behind Hodor. So from the end of the hallway, just this grid of high energy streams appears, and just this laser grid shoots straight down the hallway.
Rude.
Everyone behind Hodor is fine because Hodor's shield tanks it on that particular side, and Magos is able to dodge over here as well, and Zennith's shield protects her. So you avoid getting cut into little cubes by a lattice work of green lasers.
Like in that one movie, Cube.
But alright, so you can hear the clanking footsteps of the black skeletal robots at the back end of the hall, and you continue to make it up. There are 2 great doors. You know that this is the center of the complex. Or at least the place high up on the hierarchy.
It's going to be their music libraries.
It's just where they keep all their vapes.
It's just the entirety of Styx, but they only play Mr. Roboto over and over and over again.
It's the Steam servers.
Alright,
It's
so.
Yeah, sorry, keep going.
Well, opening the doors. They are big uns. This is a Hodor thing.
Alright, do I roll strength or?
Roll that strength.
Okay.
Okay, Hodor pushing with all of his Hodor might. slides those doors open with a big screech and a protest of motors that suggests this thing is supposed to open some other way, but you sure as shit don't see any opening mechanism in this short span of time you have.
Well, if they didn't want us to break their motors, they should have left a button somewhere for it.
And one moment. Just getting a token uploaded that I forgot I didn't upload. There's a thing token worthy. Come on, buddy. Upload the thing. Let me down. Let me down, upload speed.
You can't see it, but I'm raising my arms to give you my energy.
Spirit ball.
I'm just looking at a structured, like, narrative time movement, like your character's movement, and the agility bonus. It says at 6 you can do 144 meters in a minute, and per second at a running speed that's 7.2 meters a second.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
Is that just standard for everybody, or based on your thing?
But based on the agility bonus, at 6 that's 7.2 for me per second of movement.
Yeah, Romeo also, he just recently got 60 agility.
It's kind of ridiculous. And at sprint, you could double the run movement. So okay, I need to do the math for that. Yeah, well, yeah, it's just doubled. So it's, yeah, you can sprint at 14 meters a second.
Okay, and I'm repurposing the orc fight room because I didn't have time to make the actual chamber for this. All right.
So when sprinting, both Thaddeus and Romeo are faster than Usain Bolt.
You need the talent to sprint.
Right. Sorry. So when you sprint, you're faster than Usain Bolt. Whose
What does
average
he
running
do?
speed his average running speed in the 100 and 200 meter dash are 10.4 meters a second.
Wow, that's crazy.
I blame space drugs. It's
I
good enough
haven't
for
taken
Black
any
Panther.
drugs.
It's good enough for Black Panther. It's good enough for me.
Okay, so definitely Hodor and Romeo are first into the room. Otherwise, you guys can order yourselves as presumably you running desperately into this chamber after Hodor pushes those big ass doors open.
No, there are things on the map. There are things on the map.
There are. So, what you see as you enter this room, there are catwalks all around the edges with a number of these black skeletons on them. Well, not so much catwalks. It looks more like a audience chamber, an amphitheater. There's staged seating all around the upper areas of this room. And at the center, there's a platform on
The
which
Harlequins would
seats
love
a...
this.
What?
The Harlequins would love this setup.
But on
Because they
the
aren't here right now.
platform in the center of the room, there is another one of these creatures. Quite a bit larger, and decorated with all manner of commanding gold augments on its shoulders, chest. Sitting in a throne of sorts. It's just staring straight ahead, no lights or apparent life to it. But in front of it, off to the side, is a somewhat bigger robot. A machine creature that towers over even Hodor, and brings an enormous shield around to its front as you all come in.
Dev just kind of pauses, scans her head like, I don't know what I was expecting.
Okay.
Yeah, is that alive though? Like active?
It is moving. It
Right.
is bringing the shield around to bear. It's staring you all
Oh, yeah.
down.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yes, this is happening. And it is a size class bigger than Hodor.
I didn't know Necrons got big.
There's some Necrons that are made bigger.
Well, I only know about like the destroyers, like the hoary dudes with the guns for arms.
Maybe he had a growth surge.
Where I would be.
His sword's probably gonna hurt.
But this thing, standing at the side of the throne figure, bellows in a synthesized vocoded voice. You will not disturb the sleeping lord.
I don't think we intended to disturb him at all.
We can actually talk to one of these, finally.
Well, it's disturbing that they can talk.
Out of character, yeah, it's probably pretty bad that he can talk. In character, fantastic. We finally found one that we can talk to.
In character and out of character are both disturbing to me.
Back.
Welcome back.
So we're rolling initiative? Is this what's happening?
That depends entirely on what the current actions of the group are. You just discovered one of these things that can talk.
Oh, what did he say? Sorry.
That you will not disturb the sleeping lord.
Yeah, man, that's cool. Can you show us the way out?
What?
That's my train of thought right now. We just want to get out of here.
So about these doors, they are in fact open at this point, yes?
Yes. And
We might want to do something about that so that we can talk to the...
well, that would be another Hodor thing. Admittedly, that's something he easily could have done when you guys came into the room as well. Since,
Okay,
the whole rush in, slam the doors behind you thing.
Oh, so did we
I
want
thought
to
we
slam
did
the
that.
doors behind them? Okay.
But that would be another strength check.
Oh. Really? Because I can, lift 15 tons. I'm sure these doors won't be an issue. I should even get a bonus to the strength test. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so you grab one door with each hand, and you heave and you shove those things closed with a massive clang.
I'm actually not sure what to tell the very large mechanical friend. The problem being we did kind of come here to get into the system in the first place. We'd like to be allowed to leave the system eventually, but we did kind of come to get into all their records and everything. I don't think I'm a very good liar.
No,
Came here to
Romeo
take
is though. Let Romeo talk to him. Let Romeo talk to him. Lie to him. Come back with. We'll come back with more people later.
It takes a single step forward, sending an echo through the room.
Romu's just going to straight up ask it. You have no intention of letting us out alive here, do you?
You can bring no word of the sleeping lord.
Right. I'm going to have Romeo circle around this way a little bit. And then he's going to say to him, well, I guess the only way you can make sure nobody will know is if you can't talk, right?
You will not be found.
Are the seating bits of the robots in there active?
Some of them seem like they're becoming so.
No.
They were not when you entered the room, but they're getting there.
I
Well,
wish we had
is there-
more explosives, like rocket launchers and shit.
How high up is this platform?
Only about as many steps as you see there, like 4 steps up.
Okay, so not that high.
No. Like,
Okay, cool.
it doesn't impact you if, like, you can charge and it won't impact your charge even.
Romu's going to keep circling.
is there any seating bit where there's not robots at?
Not particularly. I mean, there's some, like, specific seats that are not. It's just long benches as opposed to individual
Oh, okay.
seats.
Alright, I thought it was like almost like a theatre.
Think, Roman, not modern.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean in and say, Magus, I don't say you
go
can
ahead.
turn him. I don't suppose you could turn him like you did the scarabs.
The machine is far too complex. If we can get past it to this lord. Surely the commands of this place are coming from there. Preferably soon before the rest of these others awake.
It does look like we should hurry, yeah.
Alright, Hodor's gonna go over this way. Are these like debris on the ground? Like, is that what those are?
It's more just that the whole place is in kind of shitty condition.
So, like, these would they count as cover, or?
No, that's all basically floor level. It's a giant audience chamber. Although probably pillars. I can put pillars on there where they would be.
Okay, cool. Oh, well, I guess I'm still probably at the doors, though.
Yeah, I had you at the doors originally from going over to close them. I mean, you can start moving somewhere, like Romeo's moving somewhere, but that's just where you started out.
Alright, well,
Where did I go?
probably gonna go behind
Yeah,
this
Dana
pillar.
finished.
Oh, hold on. Let me grab your token. You must have failed to get it.
Rude.
I can't believe you've done this.
That's one of my favorite videos of all time, by the way.
Oh, with the one guy? He's. I know the video you're talking about.
It's so good. I love it.
I can't believe you've done this.
I had to pull out a new
we
one. Have to re-add your damage.
We have box channels up, right?
Yes. Although you're not that far away from each other, or the things.
Yeah, Romeo's just gonna whisper a thing, which is like, once he takes a few more steps down the stairs, I'm gonna get his attention, and that's when you go for the Mr. Kingman in the throne.
What, do you want us to, like, kill it? I mean, that's the only thing we can do, right?
If the Magos is right and he can hijack it, I will distract the big dude.
Oh, okay.
I have a plan. It's a shitty plan, but it's a plan.
Then don't we all go and try and kill the big dude? Since no one but the Magus can really do anything with the sleeping Lord man.
Yeah, but Romeo has the speed to lead it off.
So
And,
yeah,
you know,
so-
not get turned into pulp.
Yeah, and also I'm gonna attack the dude on the throne.
I'd laugh if this is like the Frozen Throne in Warcraft, where like the Magus puts on like the helmet of the Necron Lord, and now he becomes the Lich King.
I don't want to think about liches right now.
That thing is called a Lich Guard.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, man. Fuck, our campaign on Sunday ended in fucking death and despair.
You're in a place called the Tomb World filled with robot zombies. Yes, death and despair is a very appropriate term to be using here.
Yeah, we're.
Also, it's Warhammer. You should expect only war, because in the future, there was only war.
Yeah. I just hope this campaign doesn't end up like the last one. TPK.
That is why he is the Dark Souls DM. You were warned.
Education week would be kind of rough.
On Dark Souls, you get to go back to life. That's why it's fair. Well, that's why it's more fair.
And here you can always at least burn a fate point to not die.
Yeah.
Or you all burn a fate point if the ship would otherwise be blowing up.
To stop the ship from blowing up.
It at least stops you all from getting killed by that fact.
But how else? Like, okay, so the ship blows up. We don't die instantly, but then we're in space. We're in the void.
Well, basically, you all burning the fate point just means you don't die. Doesn't necessarily mean you're okay. Just means you're not dead, and a thing happens, whatever that thing happens to be.
Okay.
Anywho,
We're all
gigantic
Venom
mechanical
Snake.
thing.
Pardon?
Oh, I said we all turn to Venom Snake, and we all have like bits of shrapnel coming out of our skulls, and we all need robot right hands, which are plentiful in Warhammer.
I'm gonna be Tony Stark.
Oh, and Denev, I think I accidentally cleared your token off the board. I brought out a new one, but you need to re-add your damage to it.
Okay.
It's over there next to Romeo. You can move it, right?
Yep.
Cool.
So, what are the orders at this point? Is it to kill this guy?
Or at least get past him.
Well, I mean, he's in the chair, but there's not really much past him.
I have an idea.
Well,
What if we
thank
crush
you.
him? What if we crush him in the doors?
There are bad
I'm
things
pretty sure
coming
you
from the
can-
doors. Well, the direction.
Also,
No, the doors are closed. Nothing bad can come through the doors.
video game logic. No, my current plan is I'm going to go and I can just hover bike over this thing, and I'm going to charge him and I do basically no damage and he's made of metal, so I'm sure he'll be fine. And piss off this dude, and then lead him on a merry chase where we can get the Magos straight to the Zuden chair.
Okay.
Right, so your job
I'm
is
just, I'm,
to run
I'm worried
interfere,
about
Romeo, on that. When Big Guy notices us going for his boss, he's probably going to take off from Romeo, and you need to stop him from getting to Magus while he does that.
Yeah, the Magus's only input is deal with the beast.
I've been getting really, really low initiatives.
Yeah, initiative time. Roll 1d10 plus 6. Pretty shit.
Switching devices real quick.
Yeah.
not what it needs to be. Not bad. That's not bad. He's a big Necron, but he's still a Necron. I'm assuming he's not going to have high initiative.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
he's a robot,
Oh.
which means he's got
Except I
so
can't do
much
shit.
tankiness.
Well, you did get that thing, so you can at least kind of gun people.
Yeah. I got a flamethrower, that's about it.
Oh, you do have that. That is true.
I don't think my last pistol is gonna do much against that.
Oh, if you wanted a gun, Romeo would give you his bolt pistol. Because I don't think I can fire it while on the bike anyway. So yeah.
That would help. I don't know the stats on it, but
Yeah. I'll look it up in a second.
You will deal with the beast while I get to this sleeping lord. I can end this right now.
Putting my life in your hands, Magos.
Well, you better hope this thing... If you're wrong, you better hope this thing kills me.
If he's
Nice.
wrong, it will kill us all. Yeah, this very second I'm outside. If I'm not back in time for my turn, I'm just running with the Magus because he said he wanted me to help him hook up.
help him hook up. Are you his wingman?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
High five.
Okay, so the Magos got a 16, but he's delaying until you guys accomplish things.
Also, this plane is now herefore dubbed Operation Wingman.
Yes.
Because we're all trying to help the Magus hook up in our own way.
Hodor, what's your agility?
Fuck, like 40-something.
Okay, you still go before the lich turn. So, Romeo, what's your thing? You had a plan?
Yeah, I still have a plan. I'm going to use my movement to go here, and then hover bike over here and charge the guy. Well, I'm spinning my token around, you can't see that. I'm going to charge him. Just like a single move charge, so I don't even think it'll beat his armor. I'm hoping to like knock him around a little and get this guy's attention. I don't know my exact movement, but I'm assuming I'd end here somewhere so I can get block line of sight to the Lich Guard as best I can.
Just from being on the other side of the pillar?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because I think I have to move in a straight line in a charge, so I have to.
Yeah.
From the back, gotta go
At least you do still have to make a roll, correct, for hitting
Yes.
something? Okay.
Yeah, I have to make a power check.
But it doesn't need to be a called shot, so you don't have any penalties, if you get penalties at all on
No.
that bike.
No, I get a plus 30, so I need to roll under 91.
Okay, I'll just roll to see if
I
you
did it.
fuck up too bad. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I hit him.
Okay, it seems perturbed by this fact.
Oh, the dude on the throne seems perturbed by this fact?
No, the giant shield-bearing individual.
Oh, perfect. That's what I wanted.
You will not touch the sleeping lord. Thaddeus! It's at least glancing over to where Romeo is now, as opposed to towards you guys. Although it is still between you guys and the thing.
Man, I'm gonna do what I do every day.
I'm gonna keep doing this, by the way.
The whole
What?
industry. Strength to plus 20. Wow. Wow, that's still good though. Righteous Fury.
Okay.
Can you make called shots? Try and slow it down when when the path is cleared.
So you fire your invisible beam at this hulking metal monstrosity, and the green lines of its shield glow a little bit brighter as your little bolt of heat impacts. It barely seems to notice that you fired at it, and just with a casual tilt of his shield, fires its own invisible blast towards Romeo.
There we go.
There's a bolt of stats for Zennith. And
Thank
okay,
you.
I'm getting. Do I get a dodge roll?
It misses anyway, so.
Okay, awesome.
And if it hit, you would have gotten cover.
Sweet.
Yeah, so, Zennith, you apparently have a bolt pistol and or a flamethrower.
Yep, and now I gotta. I hope I wrote this. I could have sworn I wrote this down somewhere. What that power actually does or how I set it up.
You know its name and or what book it's in?
I think it was in the Into the Storm.
And you happen to know its name?
Trying to look it up real quick. Oh, damn it, I gotta switch to my other thing where I put my sheet. 1 second. Almost got the darn thing up. Sorry, I didn't have enough time to pull everything up quickly.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna be flaming this guy too. I feel like he'd be able to kill me in one hit with a sword. If I wasn't wounded, I'd go toe to toe, but
I think the only one who probably has even like close to damage potential of breaking his armor is either Photo with a punch or Thaddeus with a good snipe. I don't think there's even any point to attacking him for Romeo.
Darn it, I can't find it. Oh.
What did the power do?
It basically lets you use perception instead of ballistic skill when you're using any weapon.
Well, Thaddeus, if you could get like a few good shots on him, I might go punch him. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to. Like, Hodor knows he's wounded. He's not an idiot, but so he's not going to go toe for toe with a thing that's like.
Yeah. You have a shield and a parry, so. Well, a shield and a. Yeah, I'm not sure if a parry or dodge is better for you. Probably a parry, your weapon skill's fairly good.
No, my dodge
Also,
sucks. I get a -20 in every dodge I try to do.
Yeah, then a parry.
Maybe it's not a power weapon. That'd be hilarious.
It's probably the equivalent.
Yeah, Eric's probably thought of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but yeah.
There might be something else you could do to it, like stun it. I think that's an option.
it's true. Could be immune to stun though.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure how this game works. Try to stun an opponent.
I'm immune to stun.
Oh. Well, it probably is too. I'm not sure what grappling does, but that's also a thing.
Aha! Seek the path. There it is.
Ah, okay.
Half action, Navigator activate this power, making a perception test until the end of his next turn, plus one additional turn. May use perception characteristic in place of weapon skill and or ballistic skill. Okay.
So half action, then attack them.
Yep.
Oh, right. So make a perception check to shoot that guy.
Well, luckily that doesn't matter.
Yeah, you at least got the 1 degree of success there.
Let's try to fire a bolt pistol at him.
And... oh, surprising. Okay. So, yes, that actually hits him. Roll the damage for that.
Boom!
Roll another 10.
I'll take it.
Okay. That was a considerable amount of damage. About as considerable as you could expect.
Oh, side note, because you've never used bolt pistols before, you roll twice and take the best damage.
Huh?
Bolt pistols are tearing, so you roll twice for damage and take the best.
Oh.
Although, I don't
Yeah.
think that applies to the Righteous Fury part of it, does it?
I'm not entirely sure, but you're not going to get better than 10 anyway, so
Nope.
just really
Yeah.
fine now.
Relevant for the future, though. Anywho, so yeah, that shot strikes it, explodes on it. It, you see a bit of it chip off. It does actually seem to have done something. It actually looks a little surprised that you hit it. It glances to its shield.
To be fair, Zennith is equally surprised. They can bond with this mutual surprise.
You will pay for that insolence.
Everyone's gotta have a lucky shot once in a while.
And Captain, there's a giant scary robot.
Yes, there is.
It is now successfully pissed off at Romeo and Zennith.
So par for the course, really.
Zennith was
Also,
able to
I just
land.
realized
What?
he made an attack against me on not his turn, which is crazy. I'm assuming that's like an ability he has.
Somewhat.
Cool.
I'm thinking it's the shield.
It could be. I don't know.
It's a reflexive attack. Someone attacks him, the shield catches it, then makes an attack.
I didn't attack him. I attacked the king.
But Thaddeus attacked him.
Right.
And then he made an attack with apparently a very similar projectile.
Right. Good call. Tap on my forehead to show that you're smart. You can't see it.
So currently I am holding my action to run with the Megas.
Oh, right. Hodor, what is your plan?
I'm not sure yet. Fuck. Can I do a defensive action and just appear around the corner and fire with my hand flamer at it? Or is it free action? Because I can do that.
Can you reach it with your hand flamer from there?
I think so.
Template. That's why we have it.
Template.
Yeah, looks like it. All right, yeah.
Just
So
barely,
ready?
but you can hit it with the hand flamer.
And I'm just gonna take a defensive action. So I don't know what that gives me, but hunkering down. That's actually a pretty decent roll for the flamer.
Alright, the flames wash over him, but he seems unconcerned about them. His shield appears to spark to life once again, although there doesn't appear to be any adverse effect to you at the moment. Which brings us to the giant guy's turn. I think everybody's happy that it is the giant guy's turn now.
For one reason or another, yes.
Question is, distances.
What is since I did the flamer as a free action, what does my defensive action do? Do you know offhand?
I don't know offhand what defensive action does.
It's on the combat sheet thing.
It's on the what? Handout?
Yeah. On the combat actions, it tells you what it does. I think it's like -20 to weapon skill for them, and you get an extra reaction.
Yeah, you get 2 reactions and -20 weapon skill to be hit. So you can parry and or dodge twice, and they get the penalty to hit you with melee.
With melees or and
With melee only.
okay.
No effect on range.
Well, I can try to dodge it twice, I think.
And suddenly breaking from its slow, methodical plodding, this thing whips about and goes on a big-ass charge towards Romeo past the pillar.
Yo.
Blasting a bit of it off with its shoulder as it just cleaves right through.
Oh, bad. Yeah, that's real bad.
I'm going to charge him next turn if he ends up actually hitting you.
It'll probably be fine.
So, yeah, that'd definitely be... Did you already do a dodge? You haven't done a dodge yet, have this...
I haven't because he missed me on the
Yep.
on the shield thing. Yeah.
So this would be a dodge opportunity.
Oh,
You should do that thing.
I booped it pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Good. Okay. The cap... So, yes. The Archmagos begins running up. What would be the Archmagos' run? Enough to get there? Oh yeah, enough to get there on a run. I mean, that's his turn, but that's a run. What is the captain's run?
How is run calculated?
What is your agility bonus?
+5.
Oh, you have 50 some agility?
I do. I 52.
Fantastic. You can definitely make it up there.
Oh yeah, I have my run here. It's 30.
I mean, that is your turns, but you can definitely make it up there. Romeo!
Okay, what are the rules? I know to disengage, is a thing, but what are the rules to like change your position while in combat with your opponent? Is that a thing?
To like move to a different square, but still basically be in the D&D equivalent of threat range.
Yeah, basically be like here.
I'm not familiar with the rules for like moving around your opponent or what have you.
It's not really a good deal. If it's a thing I could have done, I would have done it because it'd be nice to try to run interference. But if not, total defense action.
Right. Okay. And
I want 2 dodges.
okay. And actually, since the captain will have available turn here coming up, the Archmagos does look to the captain as you both get up to this thing in the chair. He looks between the captain to the Lich Guard and Romeo. I will prepare the data rights. Keep that thing busy as long as you can. I will call you back in a moment.
I'm going to nod at his instructions and have my sword out as soon as I can. Shooting
I
it seems less than effective.
I just had an idea of what I could do.
Other than the defense action?
Yeah. Okay, I have a grapple on this thing, right? We've established I have some kind of tow line. Can I try to, like, AT-AT this guy?
I don't think it's quite a combative tow line, where you could fire it at him.
Yeah, you know what? He'd probably cut it anyway, because he's holding a sword. So yeah, never mind. Full defense.
But we should totally look into a combat use grappling claw later.
It'd be so cool.
But okay, so total defense on you. Thaddeus.
Doing what I do.
The thing is definitely menacing Romeo at the moment. He managed to do a deft jet bike backflip to avoid being slashed.
Wow, that's terrible.
Oh, right. And let's see here.
If it's facing me, can it use its shield?
What?
Is facing a thing in this game? If it's facing me, can it use its shield?
Yeah, by the image, it should. But I don't know.
I would say still probably, and that actually works in your favor in this case. As its shield both overloads and it crit fails the redirection blast.
Whoa! Oh man, Romeo was so lucky.
So lucky.
So yeah, all the green lines in its shield spark out once again, much as they did when Thaddeus had fired at it the first time. It's apparently having a very hard time dealing with the overloading energies of whatever the hell Thaddeus' gun is shooting.
It's probably a Necron gun, so actually no, it can't be because I'm firing it. I think it could be modified.
So yeah, actually, he takes that hit as the shield just kind of blasts it back on him.
3 pen.
3 pen.
Yes.
Okay, so there is a smell of ozone in the air as the ozone and melting metal as the shot is bounced back into him. See a flash of light and heat in his chest cavity. Denev. You got the mother of all prescient shots last time.
It's not gonna happen again.
Yeah, that is not the mother of all prescient shots.
She's too distracted by the awesome flip that Romeo did.
It's amazing. When I get pilot +10, I literally don't have to make dodge rolls to dodge single hit attacks because I will have 101 dodge.
Unless something would, for whatever reason, penalize your dodge.
Or if they were doing multiple hits, I would have to roll to see how many I negate.
But, so, Captain, your turn. The Magus wanted you to at least try to help keep that thing off him for a little bit longer.
Right, so I'm drawing my sword and basically keeping an eye on it, interposing myself. Hopefully blocking its side of the Magus while he works. He's likely to be very touchy about people touching his lord.
Alright, and roll awareness. You, Captain?
I'm so glad I put a point in awareness. Learned the skill. That has been totally worth it for me.
You notice a dim green light to your left as two pinpricks of emerald light come on in the sleeping lord's face.
Magus, perhaps you'd best act very quickly. I suspect we have less time than we thought.
Get back to safety.
That was the Magus talking?
Yes.
Well, he knows what he's doing. I think.
Possibly. Maybe.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna continue holding my sword, angle my field of view so I can see all of them.
Okay. And Hodor.
Alright. Fuck it. Let's do this. How many can I can maybe charge him? Yeah, I can charge him. Should I charge him?
Yeah, you can definitely hit him in the chart.
Should I charge him? That's the real question.
That is a question.
I'm totally fine. If I really want to, I can spend a fate. I don't think he has 2 attacks. If I spend a fate, I literally dodge any single hit move ever. Because 101 dodge. And I still have 3 fate left that I can possibly have, possibly more because rolls.
Well, let's see. What are some other combat actions I can do? I'll just take the defensive action again.
All right.
Hunker down.
And so this thing is trying to swing at Romeo again.
Do it. I dare you.
Dang. You're supposed to be big and intimidating, and that's hard when you're rolling crit fails.
Does the sword get stuck in the ground?
Well, in the wall, directly behind Romeo, but yes.
Oh shit.
Basically, it swings, Romeo does an effortless little drift to the side, its sword smashes into the wall, and is currently stuck there.
Or if I could break its leg if I run at it and charge with my power fist.
If you did a cold shot, you might actually be able to, only because your damage is insane. Actually, probably not. I forget the crit effects don't actually happen when you get to like negative HP, even if you call shots.
Oh, actually, Zennith,
Uh huh.
if you wouldn't mind rolling damage for that attack that I forgot to note because this guy's so fucking big, everyone's getting plus 20 to hit him.
Oh
You did
shit.
get 0.1. Hodor's thing made me think hit his leg because he's so big. Oh shit, he's enormous class. You're all getting plus 20.
So 9 plus 5. 14.
What's the pen on that? 2, 3?
Uh,
4, I think, or
4.
Oh, okay. That was 14, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So
And
it doesn't seem...
confirmed 10-4. Sorry.
What?
Confirmed
Okay.
10-4. Yeah, I just checked.
Okay, so at the very least, your shot did hit it and exploded on it, but its armor and mechanical form seemed completely unharmed. Just a scorch mark.
So I'm wondering, like, his attention is pretty much all on Romeo right now, right? So like, I guess he would probably still get a reaction.
He has not yet tried to dodge or parry.
Actually, that probably... fuck. I wish I could redo my turn. His fucking sword's stuck in the wall.
Well,
Well, he got his sword stuck
okay.
after you, so next turn.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about to say, you could go back and do that, but yeah, it was after your turn. Okay, so you all hear the sharp crack of the Magus's power axe coming on.
Guess plan A didn't work.
And he brings that thing down hard, right into the head of this sleeping lord mechanical creature on the throne. And Captain, roll awareness. Everybody else roll awareness minus 20.
Okay.
That's more in line with what I usually get. I think I'd like to spend a fate point to see if I can do better.
Go ahead.
is this a sight one?
Nope.
It's the sound one.
Sound good to know.
Okay.
I
So
have
minus 20.
tinnitus.
Minus 20.
I have tinnitus.
Oh.
Okay, so Romeo is distinctly too distracted by the giant metal monster trying to kill him.
1 sec. I didn't roll yet.
Okay.
Oh, it passed something! Oh!
Okay, so, Hodor, you hear off to your left. Yeah, basically the 3 people closest to the whole platform there when he brings the axe down. The 3 of you in this ancient tomb, sealed off for Emperor knows how long, given it was a Dark Age ruin and something older beneath. Here, echoing through the ancient hall, you hear one single word. And the captain catches a very slight confused tilt to the creature on the throne's head. Chiron? Just before the axe comes down into him.
What?
Tyron? What did you say? Tyrone?
Chiron.
Kylo Ren?
I'm gonna call.
Kylo Ren! Damn it!
No, I'm gonna call the Magus Tyrone from now on. Oh, but he recognized the Magus.
He did. That happened.
That's fucked.
Say what?
Though there is still a giant murderous robot. Hey, Romeo. Are you doing anything new in the giant murderous robot territory?
Nah, because I don't think anybody would have just been like, "Yo, how do you know the Magos?" Like the second after it happened. So I'm still dodge.
Okay.
Otherwise, he'd probably be charging the Magos because he's already suspicious and paranoid.
Oh, right. Thaddeus, you also didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah, so, shooting at giant metal monster?
Yeah. Because he's so big, it's a plus 50. Wow, please.
What was the pen on that?
3.
3?
That's upsetting.
Oh, I mean, you do hit him a little. You see a little burn mark in him. Or a little bit of meltedness.
At least average should be like 26, I think. This is just so bad.
Zennith, you did hear that.
Yeah, what? Um... I assume at this point, though, it looks like the captain heard it too.
The captain is certainly looking surprised and thoughtful.
Well, shit. But we still got, what's-his-face on Romeo, so... I'm not sure what to do about that unless Captain says something. I mean, I can try to freeze him, but... Right now, we don't know what that was about, so... I think I'm just gonna have to go for... Scary dude trying to kill us. At least the one
Well, I
we
don't know
know
for
is
the
trying to kill us
moment.
right now. Sorry?
I don't know if you can freeze either of them. You're stuck. The Husband My Gaze doesn't work on Necrons, right?
But the Magus, or at least we thought, I guess not.
I mean, we could confirm right now what he is, couldn't we?
That's true.
Let's deal with the giant death robot first.
So, a sufficiently
Aye, aye.
mechanical tech priest is also high-level machine trade entity.
Oh, it's backing that thing.
That is definitely doing that.
Well, crap. 7.
Did that roll right? Oh yeah, that's how that works. The extra D1 at the end, I assume.
Yeah, drop the lowest.
Okay.
So K does exactly the same then.
Good to know.
Okay, so yeah, another just sort of puff of boom on this thing. It's fine. Captain!
I guess it seems you haven't been entirely straight with us.
He is reaching out to grab onto just whatever he can get a handhold on the metal body sitting in the chair, shoulder piece to rip it out. Or to rip it out the chair, that is.
Well, technically, we still need him to get out of here, most likely. So I'm not going to be hostile towards him, but I am giving him funny looks as he works.
Yeah, he's probably still our best chance out right now.
We are still here to pacify this world, Lord Captain. And Hodor.
Okay. So he's tugging on his sword in the wall, right?
Yes.
Boom, punching him right in the fucking back.
Okay. Do your charge and your attack. I assume this is your power fist?
Yeah, I'm not gonna hit Romeo. Oh wait. I
Oh,
gotta hit. I gotta
your
roll
power
a hit.
fist deals more damage either way. That's why I assumed it was the power fist. The demon sword is great against soft targets. The power fist is great against hard targets.
Barely hits. Jesus.
Did you add the plus 20?
Yep.
Wow.
It's a hit.
And the other plus, what was it, 10 for a charge?
Oh, no, okay, that'd be a 1.6 degrees of success then.
Yeah. If you have, I think, brutal charge, that's a plus 20? Something gives plus 20 that almost every NPC has, so I end up putting it on all of their profiles when I get them out of the books. They're all really good at charging, especially orcs.
I'm sure he's like super focused on trying to get that fucking sword right now. Out of the wall. Probably wouldn't even hear me coming.
Normally I would say no, he still has enough awareness, but I did a perception check just to make sure, and he crit failed that too.
You're gonna need a better guy than that. So I hit him like a freight train. Nice.
So yeah, you do indeed smash right into him. Just bits and pieces of metal flying everywhere. Melted and pulverized. He is not down, but he was hit very hard. There is sparks and machinery bits that you can see everywhere. Which brings us to his turn, and
This is why you never turn your back on the Hodor.
okay, and his gaze turns upon Hodor. You see bits and pieces of his metal starting to pop back into shape, readjust themselves, mending itself before your eyes.
And I'm gonna tell him, you should probably go check on your buddy over there. He doesn't look so good.
Really, Hodor.
Though he
Yeah,
is
no,
not,
because if he leaves, I get to punch him again. if he leaves, I get to fucking
though he is not particularly inclined towards your advice, he does glance over and sees exactly what has happened. My lord. And yes, he does start to run over.
boom, punching him again.
Incidentally, I meant to ask on my turn, and it slipped my mind. When the Magus took the Lord's head off, did the robot or the Necrons from the benches who were activating stop activating?
They do not appear to have, no. For God's sakes, Necron! He rolled literally 100 on his shield check. 100.
Look how good you are at sucking.
He does successfully parry with said shield, though.
Is it a power shield?
I believe it is, just double checking. Technically, no.
Shield gets smashed into tiny little pieces.
Technically, that's a 75% chance.
Oh, okay.
So just roll 1d100 if it's 75 or under. 75.
Oh! No!
Bum, 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 bum.
He has no reaction. He has no reaction. So I'll just charge him on his next turn.
Okay, and so this thing starts charging up, and back around to the Magos's turn. With the thing clattered down onto the floor, he just takes a somewhat unconcerned casual step over to here, and just sort of makes a get out of the way for a moment motion towards the captain, though doesn't actually say anything.
I'll
As the,
let him by.
as the gigantic monstrosity is very clearly barreling down on you all.
Again, he thinks he knows what he's doing, and
Who are we to stop him?
Kind-
Who are we
not
to
sure. Kind of interested to see what he does at this point, or possibly what happened.
All right, so
Either way, I'm Gary happens to go.
So he brings his axe, not really over his head, he just kind of lifts it up high and jams the base of the handle right into the floor before the throne. A web of green lights crack outwards from it, going across all manner of inlays and circuit panels along the floors and walls. Pretty much covering the entire room as every inlay takes on a green light to it. And the gigantic robot slows. Its charge becomes more of a jog to a walk and then stops altogether. The Magus wrenches his axe up out of the receptacle in the floor and plants it down with a clank next to it. The other robots in the amphitheater are all on now, all staring down, but none of them are doing anything more than that.
So far, so good.
Now can we get an explanation?
We're just in the corner like, when the fuck did this happen?
Yes, it would seem that now would be a very good time for an explanation.
I agree. He turns from you all and starts slowly walking over to the throne. The occasional arc of green energy seeming to spark up from those various inlays in the floor and lash out over him. He doesn't seem terribly concerned about them, though, even as they burn his robes.
We're gonna get flashed.
I do appreciate your assistance in getting here. It was invaluable. And the choice of you as my saviors and guardians was clearly well made. It has been a very difficult journey getting back here. And now the green energy is not coming from the floor. It's arcing out from under his robes. slowly smoldering and burning them away. His mechandrites just kind of drop off as he keeps walking. How many years ago was it, my Pharaon? Thousands, millions, when you exiled me. He turns around as he reaches the throne, sits down with a clank as the last of his tech priest robes burn away, and a black skeletal robot with a single green eye looks out at you as he sits down.
Oh shit. Wait, that's not the one from the, That would have been amazing if it was the one from the thing, but no. No, instead, just jaw drop, like, ah! Just like, step back over to Thaddeus. Point. Look at Thaddeus. Point again. Look back at Thaddeus. Like, ah!
Well played, Tim. Well played, Tim.
I greatly appreciate your aid in claiming my court.
And is it then intend to fulfill our original deal? Or do you intend to keep the secret of this place as your predecessor did?
You appear to mistake deception for betrayal, Lord Captain.
Deception is often the prelude to betrayal.
You can understand my circumstances. It has been amusing living amongst the Adeptus Mechanicus for all these years.
Yeah, I want to clear up two important questions right now. First off, how are you going to kill us?
Boulder is wondering this as well.
Kill you?
I think that answers the question. Second, is your money still good?
I have very little money. What I have is technology and cooperation.
Then you and me, sir, we are completely fine. I see no betrayal here. You paid for a job, and we did it. Hiccup, maybe there's a few hiccups here and there, but I'm totally fine with this. Explains a lot, actually.
So now the question is, do we tell the Mechanicus, or do we have a Necron ally?
I see no reason not to continue working with the Magos, Chiron. How do you intend to be called now?
His name is Tyrone. I'm sure he prefers his name, Tyrone.
Normally I was considered cryptic, Chiron. Not unlike yourself. I'm a man of science and engineering, not politics. But I suppose I am Lord Chiron now.
Yes.
At some point, Romeo moves up to here and gets off his bike and does like this little finger thing, like a little viewfinder. He's like, "Yeah, it's good luck. Good luck on you. Good."
Just look over and just kind of peek at the other Necrons that aren't doing anything.
Well, I mean, they're watching all of you, tracking you perfectly for every step. Their heads just slowly following you as you move.
But they don't appear to be trying to tear us limb for limb or shoot us, and that's the best reaction we've had out of Necrons yet.
She might just kind of like weave slightly to see how easily they follow her, just out of curiosity and amusement.
Hodor is wondering. Are there any other Imperial Guardsmen under mind control? I would I hate to leave any of them here in such a state.
Lord Hodor, a bleeding heart I did not expect.
I am just one big teddy bear.
Let it be so. I will release them all from the mind shackles.
Okay? Just make sure to tell them that it was me that saved them. Or I'll tell them myself.
Perhaps you can tell the whole story as they bring you pints of grog.
Yes. This sounds amazing.
So, what's the plans now then? Now that you're throned, I guess.
I must continue to reawaken the tomb world. My armies are a weight beneath our feet, all around us. We've met some of them, unfortunately. It appears my lord, he looks over to the headless body, was not awake yet to intelligently direct them.
Unfortunate for them. It would seem quite fortunate for our mission.
What do you wish to be done with the remnants of the people here? The Imperium that has settled.
For secrecy's sake, their deaths would be preferable, but I understand that you may find that somewhat unpalatable.
Do we have room on our ship for the survivors, Captain?
We've had crew losses before, I think.
Yeah, we're down enough crew that we're actually taking penalties, so yeah, we have enough room.
I mean, assuming it's not like billions of people, yeah.
I propose solution. Nobody on surface knows what happened in Tomb. We can assimilate them into crew under pretense the world is lost to orcs.
What? No. What? No. Just tell him the Magos died. I mean, his body's right there. Points to all the discarded pieces of the Magos. It's right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did our job on them, and I don't think they want to be here anymore. This world's. I'm sure we can carouse them, I guess.
We just need believable pretense. We want to make sure that there will be no Imperial investigation into planet afterwards for Lord Kyron's sake.
You're thinking about this
Yeah.
week, man. Lord Kyron can control every single hallway and every single one goes. Whatever our payment is, we just get it through quote unquote looting. Sadly, Lord Kyron passed in our raid of the tomb. We take what we want. Or we take what we're given, I should say. Quote unquote what we want. And then we loot. Done.
So yeah, what is our reward?
Oh, my lords and ladies, you appear to have vastly underestimated the generosity of a man who you have just delivered an entire world to.
I can't even comprehend, literally.
I haven't lived that long, but I know to bet against generosity every time. So forgive me.
Older would like something to hit people with. Actually, no, Metawise, I have enough things to hit people with.
You have quite a few things to hit people with.
Now I just
Do you have anything to hit people with that lets you punch them through time? Because that's a thing that could happen.
no, but I
You could
wouldn't
punch
mind.
people literally into next Thursday.
I wouldn't mind enhancements to my armor, to be honest.
You're
I wouldn't
only
mind being
saying that because you got
semi-robot.
half blown up. Yes, I would definitely like to work with him on an enhancement project.
As you can see, the suit of armor is relatively in disrepair, wouldn't mind something that would make Hodor harder to hurt.
You saw the crude modifications that the scarabs made to those guardsmen, to the equipment of those guardsmen and those orcs. I am a master cryptic of this tomb world. I believe I can make some simple modifications to your armor that are beyond the greatest tech priest.
Hodor likes the sound of this, and there's a big grin on Hodor's face.
But I speak of far grander things. His eyes fall across the group, though ultimately settling on the captain. You helped me claim and begin to restore my dynasty, Lord Captain. What is it that you rogue traders do when you know each other and help build one another's dynasties?
Out of character is the word he's looking for. Alliance.
I mean, it could be.
Profit factor, we could trade. No?
Romeo briefly steps up. And
You don't
says,
understand. He has
Everything he needs, yeah, I understand.
everything he
Romeo's-
needs. It's not just that. He has so much tech and so much manufacturing capability.
Something's wrong with it. I mean, it still works, but it doesn't clip in anymore. Because the
As
keys on it
allies,
is
we might
gotta
actually be
place
able
it
to
in.
reshape the Imperium.
instead of clipping it in, so we just need to buy another one.
Wait, what?
I mean, it still works, but it doesn't clip.
Mike!
Yeah?
Your mic, hot mic.
Your mic,
hot
hot
mic.
Sorry.
So in the short term, certainly I can see what trinkets and wonders we can arrange as thanks for this reclaiming. But I am far more interested in seeing us restore each other's dynasties. As thanks.
Aside from a tendency to keep secrets, which, in light of the review, is entirely understandable,
What could you possibly
you would
want
seem
from
quite
us?
fit for an alliance.
What could we help you with? And what could you help us with? Could you go into detail?
Well, my good Lord Hodor, the thing we have that he doesn't is access. We have raw materials. We can find raw materials. We can provide raw materials.
I have a great level of expertise in questioning manpower. Though the tomb world has not fared well in its slumber, I can already tell things are in disrepair.
Hodor has hundreds of thousands to millions of loyal subjects that will do anything he says and would die for him without question. Hodor
Yeah,
wouldn't
see, the
mind.
difference is his subject would die twice.
What do you
More
mean?
may. They come back. You've seen them come back
At least twice.
at least twice.
My subjects are very resilient, as am I and all of my people.
Oh, wait, so you're saying they'd be turned into Necrons? Is that what you're saying meta-wise?
No, I'm saying meta-wise that when you hit Necron down, something will just get back up.
Oh, okay. Well, he said unquestioning manpower, so I assumed he'd want people here
They're
to
the
help.
Chumbawambas of the universe.
No, he was noting that he has unquestioning manpower.
Oh, okay. I thought that was what he was saying that he wanted.
But no, I can already Romeo is saying that I think we have quite a potential here for a very friendly business relationship.
This is
We
fucking
can
awesome.
provide raw materials that you can process into vast wonders of your people that we can then turn around and sell in the market. He does. It's
What?
beautiful, really.
My goals are not that dissimilar from your own. There are other worlds I must awaken or colonize if they do not hold my people on them. There are other dynasties that will not appreciate my aggressive appointment to this post.
If we learn of other tomb worlds, are you proposing that we help you take them to build their dynasty?
He probably knows more Tomb Worlds than we ever will.
Yeah, that's true.
The aid would be appreciated, certainly. At the very least, informing me if you ever find one. The politicians of our empire are traditionalists.
I guess the first thing to ask is, what do you call yourselves, by the way? We couldn't quite figure it out. No offense, of course.
We are what remains of the empires of the Necrontyr.
What the remains? What do you mean? Why? Well, there is wondering as to what caused downfall.
Victims of our own success, you could say.
I know about that.
There were wars fought long before your people existed, much less mastered the simple sciences of fire and sticks. And those wars did not leave this galaxy in the best condition. We decided to sleep and let it heal itself before we came back to reclaim our rightful place.
Yeah, too bad the galaxy's full of assholes, huh?
It is in better condition than we left it. I did not expect to see the croak again. That was an unexpected discovery when I awoke.
See the what again? Sorry.
The croak, he said.
What's the corrup?
Language. You call them the orc now.
Yes,
Think
they're
that a stranger name
Vicious
before.
is an accurate word for them.
I'm surprised to see that the Eldar are still limping along.
Yeah, I guess we're kind of young upstarts, huh?
Fresh onto the scene, but with an immense amount of potential.
Climbing the charts with a bullet.
I am not terribly concerned about what little threat the Eldar could pose. Their time is done. It was done before we went to sleep.
Did they already birth Slanesh at that point?
They hadn't, no.
Oh, I thought they were a good until then, you know?
It was an ebb and flow thing. They rebuilt after that, and then got really bad, and then imploded, and then got to where they are now. So, aside from our potential mutual endeavors growing one another's dynasties, trade and technology, do you have any personal requests? As Lord Hodor here requested my armorer's abilities.
I don't suppose this place holds any particular charts of the expanse at all. Data of that sort.
Not recent ones. Well, perhaps. We will need to check the navigational systems of my flagship.
Is that the big diamond out in the system?
It is marvelous, isn't it? I designed it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, it wasn't a no, so Zennith looks very much more interested now.
If it was doing what it should, it may have been attempting to update its navigational charts over the years. But given the condition everything else is down here, I cannot promise you their accuracy.
Oh, I can always just take a look. Trying to be nonchalant about it, but her eyes are like, yes!
Romeo says he'd like a better way to interface with machinery. He's been trying to get his hands on an MIU, I think it is. The one that lets you go jack into the Matrix, whatever the hell it is. But I'm sure they could do a much better job of that.
You are fortunate that I am the one in charge. Normally those of my kind are not as interested in matters of the flesh, but if there is one thing that I and many other scientists of my kind are curious about, it is how to return to the flesh from this metal form. So I have researched it somewhat. I believe I could handle this process.
Beautiful. Also,
yes.
on the subject of implants, I want a way to reliably be able to blow myself up real big, without worrying about possible interference. I'm sure you know the logicians following me, and I really don't want to go back.
That is very easily done.
Good.
Lord Crispin, you have been very quiet.
Well, I was just thinking. My request is rather vague, I suppose. It's just to be the best sniper I can.
I will see what can be gleaned from the death marks. You had a run-in with one briefly. We all did.
I didn't specifically mean a sniper, but just anything that can enhance my ability.
Of course, your weapon is very good already. I can tell.
Do you know anything about it?
I've been observing it since we met. It certainly has been augmented by my people, though not my people alone. I will see what can be gleaned from the death marks, of course. Not their weapons. Your weapon is fine, as I said. But they are snipers without peer among my people.
It makes sense. I don't mind being modified in any way. I have some already, although very small, comparatively.
Wonderful. And Lord Captain, I'm not terribly surprised by your request. Although it is ironic, as my people have become machines, we seek to return to the flesh, and you wish to go in the other direction.
You know what they say, the spooky light is always greener.
I can attempt to aid you on some level, although it would be extremely difficult to perform such a task on a human and perform it now.
I understand if the ability to do so is not in the immediate reach of the systems that have weathered so much time.
We have no time limit now. We've basically finished what we've had to do.
Since we're not being chased around or off or around the planet, off the planet, or through the system, yes.
Yeah.
And he actually rises up off of his throne, pacing about here and there. Actually, Lord Hodor, I have an interesting proposition for you.
Yes.
I will do what I can to modify your armor, of course, but I did become rather interested in the biological fields while I was amongst the Mechanicus for over 100 years. And I was not lying about what an interesting specimen you are. I am curious if you would submit to a combination additional reward and experiment.
What does this entail?
You wish to be stronger, you wish to be tougher, you wish to be more physically resilient and superior to the Space Marines even.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
There is a procedure I could perform.
Okay. What does this entail?
Certain organ transplants. It is an art that the Mechanicus forbids, though of course I am not one who cares.
Neither is Hodor. What do these organ transplants entail?
Xenos organ transplants. We have many orcs on this planet. What parts do you want?
Hodor just laughs. What parts would be useful?
I'm just
Metal-wise.
putting this out there. Multiple arms. Go for multiple arms if you can.
True.
More punches is more better.
Hodor is wondering if I could have more arms.
A possibility, though that could be difficult.
But also what is useful in terms of organs on an orc?
Well, like, if something had dark sight, you could do eye transplants and stuff like that. Hodor, it would be mostly up to, at the moment, what Hodor knows orcs are or are not capable of.
Hmm. Does anybody in the crew have knowledge about orcs that would be useful?
You guys have certainly encountered them and made enough Xenos-related rolls up to this point. So the captain and Romeo are pretty much experts.
I glance at Romeo and the captain.
Well, meta-wise, you can always go for supernatural toughness or extraordinary toughness, or the hell it is, the one that doubles your toughness.
Yeah,
that's
that's what I want, but I don't know what organ they would have that would give them that.
No, that's a squeedly stooge.
Yeah, that one. That's
Okay, cool. Hodor is
Also-
wondering about Squeedly Squooge.
That's Invader Zim.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Whatever it's
desire
called.
you desire the resilience and somewhat comical resistance to death that the creatures have.
Yes, this is exactly what Hodor wishes.
Random question: can orcs ever get regeneration? Is that a thing?
I don't know if they can or not. I think they just have a lot of stuff to tank the damage in the first place, not regenerate it necessarily.
That makes sense.
And then they're really easy to put back together. Like, even when a human doctor's working on them, they get plus 20 to all Medicaid tests.
Nice.
And even if they're, like, decapitated, as long as you can get their head sewn onto another body within, like, the hour, they'll be fine. I will have my followers collect some choice specimens and see what we can harvest.
Hodor is excited. Yeah, I generally would love the resilience. I've got the damage.
Wonderful, then. In the meantime, feel free to enjoy the wonders of my court. I will attempt to awaken my fellow cryptics and see what we can do as far as your requests.
Rainbow's gonna ask if he can get access to, like, the starport. He must look at the fighters. Because also, getting a fighter would be pretty cool, but I don't think he wants to push it right now.
A Necron fighter would be sick.
Yeah, it would be pretty good.
They don't want to look.
I don't know if they have stats for it. Is the thing.
Well, I would just, like, make stats for it. I know what they look like, though.
Multiple arms.
I definitely
Told you,
I
man.
might be curious about certain like weapons and stuff like that now that I can kick ass with a gun now, or like anything.
I mean, the thing that sucks now is that you're going to have to deal with exotic proficiency.
Though not if they're to augmenting human stuff with Necron technology.
True enough.
Yo.
It's a pretty cool ship. I've always wanted to be a flat flap.
Oh, yeah. So, meta-wise, like, what kind of things would the organ transplants offer me? Are you still working that out?
Oh, as far as like meta goes for the Xenos organ transplant thing, which, as a note, I think any character with Medicaid and Forbidden Lore Xenos can do. It's just pick a trait or inherent talent that race has, attempt the procedure to get one of those traits.
Oh, cool. Cool.
In this
That's
case, he'd be taking some of the nice, sturdy organs from the orcs and grafting them into you.
I've never seen a mutant with so many organs.
He'd be replacing redundant ones.
Yeah, like the
More zip.
gallbladder. But, what was I going to say? I wonder if Gland Warrior would apply to the orc organs as well. I mean, that's a whole class around just growing your own organs, right?
Well, it's a class around having a specific organ or series of organs implanted that secrete particular chemicals, like how your adrenal gland secretes adrenaline.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that I have control of this court, I believe I can get you access back to the surface and your friends. The orcs will be dealt with presently. There are still many of my people to awaken, but I am certain I can awaken enough to deal with a minor orc infestation.
Unfortunate for them.
Well, we still may have a few things to hammer out. Like, who owns this planet now? Is it us?
I own this planet now. It's a matter of what you choose to tell other people.
Oh, of course you own this planet in reality, but in the Imperium, do we own this planet? Because I don't think we have any problems with keeping people away from looking too close here. That's
If we own it, yeah.
if we own
We
it.
can. Alright,
Do we
so
need
we
cover up?
stake our claim and just say that it's currently too dangerous for humans?
We don't
do
have to
that,
give a
so-
reason.
Given the nuclear winter, that might not be a lie.
Yeah, not worth outposting. It was tough try before.
Yeah, we've made the planet uninhabitable.
Well, between the orcs and whatever is left of the planet, it's been colonized for a long time. So maybe it just got sucked dry.
And it does occur to me that Romeo does still have an exotic weapon proficiency he can choose from, doesn't he?
I do have one open, yeah. I would really like a heavy, no, not heavy because I don't have heavy proficiency, but like something that does one big single hit damage. Because I'm having a lot of trouble dealing with
Armored things.
heavily armored targets.
What was it that Romeo had requested before, or had he requested anything yet?
You wanted a fighter.
Yeah, no. It was like a better MIU.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. See, the problem with the fighter is that looking at that fighter, it probably doesn't have room to transport people unless they have like bigger fighters around.
Necron
So it
cover.
might not even work out.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever seen Stargate Atlantis?
I haven't. No, sorry.
Oh, damn, the comparison is perfect.
I'm sorry.
I've definitely seen a Stargate where they're flying around things like that.
Well, it's more specifically how Wraith ships pick people up.
That I have not seen.
So he's gonna make modifications to my armor and give me the orc implant?
Yes, because the orc implant thing serves as he gets to do a little experiment to see if this is a thing that people can do.
Awesome. So I might die.
I don't think failure means death necessarily. I'd looked this up before. There are consequences for failure, but I don't think they're necessarily death.
Well, the risk is worth the reward. Hodor is just gonna get, like, some mutant centerfolds with a bunch of vials of his, reproductive fluid so he can, have heirs if anything goes wrong.
So, well, not necessarily so much, but a fair bit of his shit at this point isn't genetically transferable.
Yeah, but, like the heart and the super strength, no, but,
Yo, this is a serious thing. What if they could clone you?
they can just clone me and make an army of Hodors.
Well, they're trying to find a way to return to the flesh. They're trying to find a way to get back to their bodies.
Ooh.
That would imply that at some point they're trying to make bodies, and you've got a pretty decent one.
Hodor's gonna turn to the Necron and suggest this. You mentioned that you were attempting to return to flesh. Hodor offers himself as as clone candidate.
We are still in very, very preliminary research on this. The few other cryptics I've been able to speak to, we have not been successful. It is difficult to find a body that can contain the grand mind of my people. Most human forms are shattered by the experience. That is not to say that your genetic material would not be a wonderful donation.
Make arrangements upon death to have my body transferred to the Necron homeworld. If I don't get blown up. Done.
The Necrons are returning to the universe, and when they come, they will be Hodors.
That'd be hilarious.
Zennith just shudders. As if seeing a premonition of doom.
Yeah, well, imagine a bunch of Hodors with the minds of Necrons. Like, there's literally no weakness.
Except for agility.
No, because without the fucking armor grafts and the bionic heart, my agility's not bad. It's like 40 something. It's pretty average. It's like on the high end of what you can roll. I've just taken minus 20 to everything because of the bionic orc heart and the muscle grafts.
It is pretty brutal.
He's just so vascular.
I'm just trying to find the book with the Xenos organ transplant shit in it. To get the specifics, just to know where failure and success lie.
So, you know how the comms were blocked when we entered the system? Are they, like, back up now or no?
You guys are deep down inside of a Necron tomb at the moment. You don't even have Vox contact with your buds.
It is probably best that we stay blacked out until we settle whatever the hell we're going to tell the Inquisition and the Mechanicus, because we don't want word getting back up to the ship until we can shape a narrative.
Yeah, dude, a High Magos just died. Kind of a big deal. Well, quote unquote died. You know what I mean?
He's not coming back with us, that's for sure.
He's for all intents and purposes,
I mean,
the Magos is dead.
I mean, well, parts of him are coming back with us. The parts that he jettisoned.
Well, I mean, I guess he could, and just like keep up the ruse that he is actually alive. I don't know if he would do that.
No,
Yeah, I
he
don't
wants
think
to-
he gives him shit anymore.
I mean, he could send a different Necron. And just wear the mantle of Magus.
Are we pulling a psychopath here?
The new Cryptic Lord basically is he's heading off to try and awaken his fellow scientists. So, did any of you wish to make your way to the surface in the meantime?
I think we have a thing or two we need to figure out first, but we're pretty into this alliance, I think. So you don't have to worry about it too much. We have to figure out our own politics, you know.
I perfectly understand. I, of course, do have some matters to attend, bringing my house in order, as it were. I will come to see you later.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Most of the intelligent people on this planet have been asleep for longer than your civilization has existed.
Well, I guess they're going to need one hell of a cold shower.
But at least they should wake well rested.
Assuming they all wake, I'll have to see who's never going to get up again.
Well, that just killed the mood. didn't it?
I will arrange a passage back to the surface so you may regain communication with your vessel and your ground forces.
That's much appreciated. Getting a bit of the jitters. Did not bring enough wine for this.
Yes, thank you, Lord Kyra. We appreciate it.
Of course, Lord Grey. I will have my people transmit to your vessel the appropriate codes to get a hold of me on this planet.
Also appreciated.
Once he's gone off, then I'm just gonna wander over the group like, well, I wasn't. I didn't know what I was going to expect, but it wasn't that.
Oh, as soon as Lord Kyron leaves, Romeo just like starts laughing hysterically and falls to the ground. He's like, "Holy shit, we're gonna be so rich! We're gonna be so rich."
We're going to need accountants to keep track of our accountants.
This is
We will have
basically like the exact shit that Roman. I mean, this is just Cold Trader peer Necron at this point.
It's amazing. It's amazing. We're gonna be so rich, so rich.
When we tell Caius about this coup, it's going to shock the hair right off him.
Oh crap! Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so how are we going to go lie to the Imperium?
That is an excellent question.
And meanwhile, there are a pair of very finely crafted Necron who enter, seemingly aiming to give you a nice, safe escort and guidance towards the surface. So, sort of a walk and talk thing as you guys are making your way through a number of interdimensional hallways that all appear to connect like normal.
Oh, I'm assuming Hodor would have to be the one that takes late Magos's body.
Why is he heavy?
He was a machine, yeah. I mean, he jettisoned a bunch of his like Mechanicus draft stuff, but that's the stuff we can try to do to prove that he was alive. We just say that his whatever flesh was left burned off, or they did something to him and took him apart. I don't know.
It was pretty much just his mechandrites. Basically, he was already mechanical.
Oh, okay, got it.
So he just, I mean, it was a little more than that, but he basically just threw on a Mechanicus robe and got some mechadendrites grafted on.
Yeah, still, I take him for proof.
If we had a tech priest, those mechandrites are probably pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't think the Mechanicus will let us take them anyway. They're basically holy relics. Which is why this new partnership is so amazing. We can literally sell interdimensional toasters and get rich off of it. You don't even have to sell good things. We just gotta sell crazy things.
Transgenic grafting, that's what they call it. That's why I was having trouble. Sorry.
What's the failure?
I'm still getting back to it.
I'm sure he'd get a pretty large bonus to it.
Basically, there's two tests. There's the Forbidden Lord Xenos and the Medicae, and there's different results for failing on one or both of them.
Okay. Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, I think we're going back to the service. I think the best way to clean this up right now is to just they can control where we can go right now, or where anybody can go. So just make this place look a lot smaller than it is. Let the Mechanicus wander around, see the wonders whatever they want to see. Hopefully not find anything super interesting, and then relay claim to the planet and let it sit under the new Lord's control.
Under intelligent, intentional control, he should be able to keep them out of all the areas he doesn't want touched.
Yeah, exactly. Because he can arrange where every room leads to, so whatever. If he doesn't want us to find a thing, he doesn't want us to find a thing.
Well, we'll have to see if Lord Chiron finds that an acceptable compromise, but it seems likely to work on our end.
Well, I think it's the cleanest way to make sure no one gets guessing. They didn't know what to find down here. They could find something. Or maybe they find nothing and the whole thing was a ruse. I don't know. Sometimes you dig the treasure and there's just a hole in the ground at the end.
I didn't realize the Necron society was so volatile.
Once you get beyond, like, the people who didn't get their sapience transferred, that shit's like all just Game of Thrones up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my understanding is like Necrons care so little about every other race that we sometimes just like every other race just gets like kind of caught in conflict sometimes, but really they're trying to figure out who is going to be the one to bring the Empire back to force.
The proper king is gone, so it's now everybody trying to figure out who gets to be king.
And we just helped Chiron take a big step up.
For a cryptic who is not even supposed to be in the running.
I'd vote for him.
Seems like a pretty okay dude. 3,000 years down the line, maybe he's going to topple the Imperium. But for now, we're rich. Or I don't know, maybe we'll end up being like friends as a species. Oh.
Okay, so we're just looking around.
Well, you're being guided back up to the surface. They're arranging a path for you. And basically, you guys are just back up at the surface and with access to your communications in your ship anytime you want to be.
Okay.
Well, as long as we can tell some of the guys that are guiding us up our plan, and if they can relay to Chiron, I think we're good to go. That, like, basically, we're going to let the Mechanicus poke around, but let them poke exactly as far as you want them to poke.
They just look back at you blankly with no response.
Nah, they're not those kind of Necron. There's kind of, what's the one he said? I forgot. It's not Necron.
Necrontier is what he called themselves.
They're not those kind of Necrontier.
Isn't that what they're originally called?
Yeah, that's what they were called before they turned to metal.
What does it look like before they were metal?
I don't know if there's pictures of that or not.
No, I know.
I mean, I think people have like done some mock-ups of it based on the fact that they theoretically look like their original skeletons.
Yeah, I think they'll be the same shape. Man, I want some Satan stuff. He better give me some sort of thanks Satan thing.
Well, you wanted to know how to, or at least something that would make you a better sniper.
Yeah.
which means they're probably going to see what they can harvest out of a death mark.
I don't even know what that means.
Damn, I should have
Wow.
made as we're saying for more agility, so I can actually dodge better.
And death marks are the Necron snipers.
But what do you mean by harvest? Like bits of them, and then put them bits in
Something like
Thaddeus?
that, possibly. Just seeing what's there, since of course every Necron was specifically built for the role that they serve, so of course their snipers were built from the ground up to be snipers.
Ah, fair enough.
But I'm sure that some of them just didn't wake up and they could harvest from that.
But their bodies are actually, like, designed in such a way.
Okay, so what's the plan, guys? Let's keep going.
Yeah, you are once again getting Vox traffic back up on the surface. Not a lot, because the tower was taken out.
Yeah, I say we go home.
I'm going to
Present that
backpack
drops.
everyone up.
I was gonna say, were we gonna stick around here for a while for some boons?
There's
Yeah,
something we
yeah.
might want to discuss for you, if they're able to fix the ship at all, because it took a beating. We might not be able to get out of the system.
Okay, sorry, I should clarify. Remember, this is how we need the ship, not the planet that everybody else is blown up.
I'm just saying something we might need to work out is how we're getting home after this, after the ship. Because the ship is pretty damaged.
Problem is, we can't just like let a bunch of Necrons work on it, and we're gonna have to worry about a lot of people knowing about this place.
Right, so let's see what we can do about getting the ship back into working order while we wait for Chiron to fully ascend to his throne here.
But I think we're gonna be waiting around a while because we want to let the Mechanicus poke around
That's
and
no time
get
limit.
happy with themselves.
Well, my understanding was he was gonna wake up his people, and then they were going to kind of prepare the place for the Mechanicus to come in. Was that not right?
No, I think you are right. To be honest, I think the best thing we can do is lay low for a while. He's gonna clean up orcs. The Mechanicus is gonna poke around. Wherever they're poking around already in the Dark Age stuff.
Alright, so in the meantime, chilling at the ship or something of the sort?
Yeah. What are
Yeah,
the armor things that he's gonna give me?
Basically, he'll need to be taking your armor and then seeing what he can do to augment it.
Cool.
You guys will presumably be returning to his court for at least some period of time, especially Hodor, since he needs engineering work done on his armor and on himself.
Oh yeah. I assume we were going to stay around a while because, like I said, I mean, I just also remembered that there's a bunch of Dark Age stuff. The Mechanicus probably wants to fuck around with anyway. So we're still going to be here and let people get research done and gather people that are going to be coming up catacombs who were mind controlled. Maybe shoot a few orcs with them. I don't know.
There aren't a ton of orcs left on the planet. I mean, there's a lot of them in regular people terms, but in military terms, there's not a lot of them left. So they are. It is more than safe enough to like do a little, pot shot things at orcs for fun, like shooting rats at a dump or a junkyard.
Yeah, Wilbur would
Or
totally do
fish in
that.
the barrel of circular swimming.
How much XP?
Yes, relevant. You guys did almost die, so let's call that a 500.
Woo!
Nice.
Note that down on all of your thingies.
Can't note it down if I spent it.
What?
Can't note it down if I've spent it.
Well, note down how close you are to level up at least then.
Oh yeah.
Also relevant.
Hmm.
Oh, I'll be right back with it.
Either I get +2 damage to ranged attacks, or I can get a +10 in 2 different skills.
What's rapid reaction?
So I'll have a look. Test agility to negate surprise, I think that is.
That's gonna suck. Furious Assault and Sure Strike. Can you check those?
Sure Strike's for melee.
Yeah. What's it do?
And Sure Strike, when determining the hit location for a melee attack, he may use the dice he prefers. As like you could either roll like say if you rolled a 37, that would normally be a 73, but you could roll a 37 if you wanted.
Oh,
You
okay.
you choose the hit location more so, like
Oh, yeah.
slightly better. What's the other one?
Furious Assault.
That sounds good. Yeah. Wow, it's pretty crazy actually. If you take the all out attack action, you can spend your reaction to make an extra attack using the same bonuses as the original attack.
So I can make 3 attacks in 1 turn.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to have a reaction.
I got a shield. Yeah, I'm gonna take that Furious Assault. Nice.
Also, I don't think you could move, so you'd have to do that on the turn that you're standing next to someone. But yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. That leaves me 250 XP. What are we at right now for XP?
10,700, I think.
I have 10,750.
And 50 years, yeah. I thought of that.
So you can spend 750 on rank 3 stuff or below.
Yeah. I can get +10 to dodge, which I probably will get. And then maybe awareness as well. Pretty relevant. Yeah.
Okay, back.
Welcome back. I'm dodging at a 70 now.
Nice.
Have you capped out
No,
your limit for advancement there?
Yeah, I can't tell already, but they said that I can get +10 to dodge from the skill thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm +4 agility. I can't get any more of that. Wow, I almost cap out on slight perception.
I think I'm gonna take.
Just so perceptive.
Well, I'm definitely gonna take Secret Tongue Bird Trader. This is only 100 EXP, so that's the thing.
That's pretty cheap.
I have my tier 3 stuff is Furious Assault, and fucking
Switch rank.
no command.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have 1,000 XP to spend. I have 50 now. 50 XP to spend. I'm just gonna save up like 1750 to get to max out my toughness at 71. Which, if I get the unnatural toughness, will be 14 armor on top of my body, which would be 21 damage reduction on my body.
Wow.
Yeah, not bad.
Do you not have a Do you not have frenzy yet?
I'm waiting to get frenzy because I
Get it cheaper somewhere else then.
no, I get it for, if I take blood tracker next level, I get it for free
Oh,
with no
okay.
downside to using it. Like no levels of fatigue.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna sit on 250 EXP. Partly because I could get a gun that I want to use, which would cost 200 to learn. And also like weapon basic is 500. Some of the fly stuff that I'm missing for my second rank is 400 that I want to get.
So I'm sure. I wonder if Eric is going to do the actual tests for the implants today. That'd be cool.
That depends how much time we have left till we're over. And I guess we're basically on our XP and goodies wrap up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can stay up for a while because I can go into work later and work is literally a 5-minute walk away right now. So
Yeah, I can. I'll probably be up till around 1 anyway, so.
I just have to do my work at midnight, basically. So I should probably prepare so that I can sleep directly after that.
Alright, but so, I will figure out all the specifics of your guys' rewards before next session. Although I assume at some point you are certainly Chiron is more than able to bring down the communications blackout, and I assume at some point you do have him do so.
oh yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, we should do that. Because that's interfering with telepathic transmissions outside the system.
Yeah, so just as some notes to end on, Essentially your psychic answering machine from while the field has been up. And while you've been here.
Who left messages? Did anyone leave messages?
Well, your head astropath relays the messages that have been coming in. There have been a number of reports coming in through our dynasty channels. Several key vaults were raided on Eclipse. The raiders used dynasty command codes.
I blame Marcus.
We have been receiving scattered reports of issues on Martellus. And there have been communiques from Lord Captain Schwarzwald.
Knew it!
He requests that we return to Eclipse immediately, as there is a matter of grave importance.
Isn't it always?
And he requests that we bring cocaine.
Also knew it.
An irresponsible amount of cocaine, my lords. He says that we are to imagine the most cocaine possible. A truly apocalyptic, deadly quantity, my lords.
Yes, yes.
And we should double that amount.
What were issues on
At least
Martellus?
we know it's actually still Schwarzwald.
Funny thing is, right now I think you're best set up to do that, because you do own a bunch of poisons and a bunch of smugglers.
I think we need to go on like a side quest to get that much cocaine.
What items were raided from Vault, and what were issues on Martellus?
There were no specifics provided in the messages, my lord.
Well, we should probably start prepping to get back there.
Yes. Can we do the rolls for my implants now? Or no? Next week?
I will do them over the course, and either inform you of them over the course of the week, or let you know next week.
Okay.
Incidentally, I don't suppose the Necron manufacturers can make an irresponsible amount of cocaine.
That's squishy people stuff. Food and drinks and such isn't their
And
expertise
cocaine
in
and
it,
whores
so.
and squishy people stuff.
Oh my god, imagine when they get bodies back and they first discover one. That's gonna be a party.
Yeah, seriously, they want their bodies back. They should start making the cocaine now. To prepare for the moment.
It's all gonna be like that Bender's one time he like becomes a human.
That's exactly what it's like.
Blackjack and hookers.
But okay, so yeah, you guys have the 500 XP. I will work out the specifics of your bits and baubles. And we can begin next
Yay.
session with your receiving of said bits and baubles. And apparently multiple things to check in with back on Eclipse.
Apparently.
Fun.
Multiple things, or one thing in multiple places.
And that
Or
thing is
whatever
cocaine.
it is. Schwarzwald seems to believe that he requires large amounts of cocaine to deal with it.
He
To be
didn't
fair,
actually
that's
specify that it was
his
to deal with
excuse
it.
for anything.
He just wants to hit the problem with a bale of cocaine. Not because he thinks it'll solve it. He just thinks it'd be funny.
Well, true. Well, okay. Well, the just thinks it would be funny part. I mean, that whole thing is accurate, and yet this is also a situation where large amounts of cocaine are kind of necessary. In a
He
way.
went and found an avatar of Slanesh.
He is an avatar of Slanesh.
I mean, you've all got the Chaos Gods you would fall to. If he's fallen to anybody, yeah, it would be Slanesh.
I'd probably be Corne, Hodor.
Yeah, pretty much. Are you pissed
don't
off
know.
and angry at people? Do you fight them in melee? Corn!
I feel like mine would probably be Slanesh too, because lots of booze.
Forbidden knowledge seems more like Denev's thing.
That's true. Which one's that?
Zeech.
That's true. Which one's that?
Zeech.
Yep.
It's a Zeech. It's a niche.
How specific?
Yeah, Siege and,
How's this fucked up name?
Siege and Slanesh are gonna fight over you.
And I will drink and take notes while they do so.
Nurgle is a harder sell, but that's usually for people who are really, really big survivalists, or just kind of happy, nice people who end up falling to chaos.
Kills me that Nurgle's the happy, nice one.
Nurgle loves everybody. Nurgle's the only chaos god with a girlfriend.
Has somebody drawn Nurgle
Need a
as like that
girlfriend.
other cat from Garfield?
I haven't seen it, and yet I can't believe that someone hasn't. Yeah, like when Slanesh was born, and she was murder fucking all of the Eldar gods. The Chaos gods actually stepped in and tried to save some of them from Slanesh.
Some of them did get saved.
Well, Cain, the Bloody Hand, Khorne tried to save the Eldar war god. It didn't really work, but he's kind of alive, and Nurgle swooped in and saved the Eldar god of healing and purity.
Wait, so no, okay. How was Slanesh so powerful that he was able to just kill all the gods?
Because he was created by the whole of the Eldar, and then continued to gain power, eating the gods one at a time.
Ah, so he's Aldrich. You know what I'm talking about, Josh. Josh isn't paying attention.
But yeah, end result is that Nurgle kind of has a girlfriend because he's in love with the Eldar goddess of healing and purity and whatnot.
How come Nurgle is such a good guy?
He's a stalker.
Well, stalker isn't the right word when you keep somebody in a cage in your house, which is what he does.
Such a nice guy.
I mean, Nurgle believes that he's in love with Isha, but he also does use the fact that she inevitably is cured of all diseases because she's the goddess of healing to test out every single disease in existence on her.
Uh, oh, cool.
They have a weird relationship.
What does it say? Okay, I better go for now and get ready.
Alright.
Great going, guys! We survived! Got cool shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yay. Oh yeah, I know, this is a huge win for us.
Woo!
Right
Also
up until
cooking.
Tyron and his big ship just come out and start attacking the Imperium. Then it's a huge loss, but for now, huge win.
Later.